Okay, we are live. We are recording. We are ready to start whenever you are ready to start.
Great. Fantastic. I don't have an opening this week because we were going to do Thunder Force, and
we sure were.
Then capitalism it got me.
It got you good. Yeah, like we scheduled this a while ago, and then suddenly you had to work 8 days straight with long ass shifts.
Would you hand me anything over there for me to fuck with? Thank you. I figured fucking around with a box cutter's probably not.
Yeah, don't do that. No.
For those of you on the live stream, I need to have like a thing to help articulate in my hand, which is normally a pencil or a paintbrush.
Something. A fidget thing.
But the box cutter's probably not the way to go. We'll see how the episode goes. So we're just gonna hop right in. We got a lot of smut to talk about today. If you didn't know where you are, welcome to DeRazzled. We're the podcast that we try to take award-winning worst films and fix them, but sometimes capitalism happens.
Sometimes capitalism breaks your brain and your spirit, and you need to take a break and do something both horny and stupid.
As I was telling Joe before we started, the amount of brain I have left is like in a cartoon when a frame, like a picture is removed, and there's just like the outline of where the picture had been. That's where my brain is.
Yeah, so I'm braining for 2 today, which there's some irony in that, but hey.
So I happen to be Jack Culbertson. I will be the lack of brain, and here with me as always, full braining is Joe Nealis.
Hello.
So what we'll be doing today is taking the entirety of the live action Batman villain
the live action Batman
gallery.
Live action Batman Rogues Gallery,
and ranking them by who is best, who's the best. But and you're probably saying to yourself, doesn't that exist? Doesn't that list exist? Yeah, there's a lot of them,
I'm sure.
But did they ask how they can fuck? They did not. At least
I refuse to believe that there's no list out there that asks that question.
There's no list that exists that got past my work firewall.
Okay, fair caveat. So if you've curated that list somewhere, email us at DeRazzledpodcast@gmail.com.
Tell us who you want to bone Batman villain. So here's how I broke it up. We have four categories that we've added up all. We will add up all the numbers and then reveal to you who the best Batman villain is. So out of 5, we ranked their performance.
Yes.
Which is, I wanted to weigh that category a little bit because the next 3 are all out of 3.
I want to point out real quick, Jack has done his rankings for this. I have not, because I also work my ass off and just did not have time. And also, Matt Stoyanoff has joined the chat and says, hey.
Oh, hey. Oh, right. This one.
Yes, this one.
So we also ranked it out of 3 on comic book accuracy.
Which you're going to know that way better than I do.
Right. We're just going to skip that category.
That's fair.
Ability in bed. And then because we brought up Will Smith as Deadshot, and you're like, well, Will Smith fucks, therefore Deadshot fucks. And I was like, well, Deadshot within the context of the movie is hard to say.
We can talk about that a little bit more when we get to him, because I had a reason for saying that you're omitting a little bit. But
by omitting, you mean that memory is gone.
We'll get there. We will cover that.
All I remember is I fuck him.
So I'm not going to give a score for the actors. I will say, yeah, they're my type or they're not my type.
Well, here's how I broke it up. It's ability in bed as the character.
Sure.
And then actors' inherent fuckability.
actor's inherent fuckability. Which is such a subjective thing, and feels dangerously close to like judging people on a scale of 1 to 10. But
sure, which is why there's a category that neither of us answered called the community pervert score.
Oh, right, because you also pulled Belinda on these things. That's right.
Because I'm like, we're two dudes. I wanted to have a fem's input.
Sure. Well, we technically have 2 women's inputs because Becca also gave some input, which is a blanket no to everyone.
With perhaps with Poison Ivy, right?
Except for maybe Poison Ivy, who she is unsure whether or not to actually classify as a villain.
Which I would like to discuss once we get there.
Sure.
And the community pervert also rated out of 3.
Of course.
So. If there's nothing else we need to talk words.
No, I think we can jump right into this accidental sequel to the whether or not superheroes go down.
There's unfortunately just too much banter happening.
Yeah, I just looked over at the Instagram chat and it's like moving.
Somebody's that's Becca. Very certain that Poison Ivy did nothing wrong.
Yeah, that's definitely Becca.
So we're gonna start with. Just like, I'm so happy. I'm so pleased that another list listed them so that I could list them. And that is the United Underworld from 1968's Batman.
Oh, we're going all the way back to Adam West.
Yes.
Okay.
And I decided to include them as a foursome. Which,
interesting.
When I was describing it to Belinda, first of all, this is Cesar Romero's Joker, Frank Gershwin's Riddler. This was Lee Merriweather as Catwoman.
This is not Eartha Kitt.
It's not Eartha Kitt.
Okay.
It's not Julie Newmar. And then Burgess Meredith as Penguin.
I always forget this Burgess Meredith. Okay.
I was like, she's like, well, how's that work? I'm like, well, you get a phone call to come up to a room and you open it and I like showed them like these 4 perverts in there. She's like, oh, so it's kind of like if you're at a bar. Because she's like, look at Catwoman. She's like, oh man, and she's not. She's like, oh, so that's like when you're at like the bar and like this like hot woman comes over and she's like talking to you and like you're like, oh, this is going really well. And then she's like, oh, hey, meet my friend. And you're like, okay, that's a little weird, but like now I feel obligated, like because she already bought me a drink. I'm here.
And here's our other friend.
And then here's our other friend.
And here's this freak. and over comes Frank Gershwin.
Frank Gershwin, just like wildly insane.
Completely unhinged.
This man needs psychological help. Why does nobody see that? So as far as their performance goes, as actors, I rounded it to a 3 because
this is out of 5. You said
yes.
Yeah. Okay. 5. You rounded it to a 3. I think that's reasonable.
Yeah.
I mean, so there is a certain level of iconic to Romero's Joker.
Yes.
I'm not sure if that's. Actually, you know what? I'm not sure if I'm skewing that in my head because of his actual performance or the fact that he refused to remove his mustache.
Yes.
Just
I also like Burgess Meredith's Penguin, and I
the whole
well, it's worse. It's like
yes,
which is what he would be doing in the bedroom, just like in the corner.
Oh God!
Over in his like heart little the consumer warning. This episode's gonna be gross.
Consumer warning. Oh yeah, I guess content warning for just sex stuff. Just in general.
CW sex stuff.
Also, content warning for that. Just Christ.
Mick. Yeah, rock. Kill machine.
No.
So I give him a 3, rounded out because Frank Gershwin's not acting. He doesn't think he's the Riddler. He doesn't know this is pretend.
No. This is him on a Tuesday.
Lee Merriweather she's just attractive in like a shiny outfit. Cesar Romero has refused to remove his mustache, so he just has chunks of white makeup stuck in his mustache.
Coated, just absolutely like packed with white makeup.
So frankly, I think that Burgess Meredith is the best actor out of the 4.
Oh dear God. I'll second that 3 begrudgingly.
Great. Saito, are you typing yours out, or should I add it to the score?
Oh, I'm not typing anything out. No.
Great. So this is neither here nor there, but I was curious to see what kind of pornography exists for Batman. So just went the quick and easy route.
There's got to be a lot that's spoofing the 66 Batman.
There's a lot. Specifically, well, all right, there's two kinds. There's two varieties.
Okay.
That are easily accessible. There's the high budget Batman XXX, the porn parody, directed by Axel Braun, with like a decent budget. And
is that more like Batman 89 or?
No, that one's Adam West.
Oh, okay. That's the 66 parody.
And
okay,
to the degree that if I saw it in a bin at Walmart and did not read the title, I would be like, "Oh, it's just a collection of old Batman."
It'd be a great prank to play on Walmart, actually.
Just gotta mix a couple of those.
Put that in the $5 bin.
Why does it say you bought Waterworld? Oh.
Because of how wet you gonna get.
But the costumes are very good. Some consent issues, but I guess you'll have that. And then the other category, which is people who saw Suicide Squad and wanted to see that Joker and that Harley Quinn get fucked by a Batman.
Why though? Seriously, why though? Please.
There was a lot of, especially like the Arkham Asylum version of Harley Quinn. There's a lot of those.
Okay, that I get, because look at that costume they put her in for that. That was begging for a porn parody. That almost was a porn parody.
I think the shipment of costumes that was meant for the porn parody got sent to Arkham Asylum.
Got sent to Rocksteady Games.
Yeah. And like the real costumes got sent to like the porn parody. Like,
I don't remember this from the animated series, but you know what? I think we can make this work. Insert 3 games of the most cleavage you've ever seen.
Poison Ivy's just like, what do I get?
We found this shirt in the gutter.
Right. Just gonna wring this out. Put that on. No pants? Nope. You just get your plant underpants.
That's it.
Comic book accuracy, I gave him a 2. They're
2's fine. Yeah.
Out of 3, I gave him a 2 because for the time period, they were all just kind of like a bunch of campy characters with gimmicks, which is what they are in the show. So they're not perfect, but they're not off either. For ability in bed, I give them a 3.
Really?
There's a lot of them.
I guess team up wise, right. Like they've got to be able to get something done.
It's definitely a quantity over quality.
Oh God. No, you're not taking points off for that. Just I need to ask you this question because you've opened this door. Do you really think for 1 minute you'd be able to stay hard with Burgess Meredith in the corner going?
That is difficult because like Lee Merriweather, obviously not a problem, going to be fantastic.
Sure,
Frank Gershwin will do anything. It's all on the table.
Yeah, I imagine he would be down for a lot more than you'd be expecting.
Cesar Romero's Joker is kind of cheerleading on the side, just like, ooh,
well, that is. I'm glad you said that because I feel like
I'm not.
On the one hand, yeah, no, I'm not. On the other hand, I am because I do feel like this is gonna be a running thesis for me throughout the rest of this. I don't believe that any Joker could possibly fuck good. So when I was writing this by Belinda, there was a couple I'm like, you are in danger of getting murdered. Whereas some of these people, like 100%,
there's like some like steaminess happening, like it might work out. But then there's other ones like this person's just going to kill you.
First off, there's going to be like, dildos popping out of Jack in the Boxes, and about a third of them might be knives. Who knows?
I just imagine
all those chattering teeth.
Can you imagine Joker like drops his pants? He's like, oh, I forgot to put my makeup on my ding dong. Gets his like white clown makeup out. It's like, I didn't shave because I'm not shaving my mustache. I'm not going to shave my pubes. So you're just kind of like makeup. I'm sorry. Why are they green?
God damn it. They would obviously be green. Come on, Jack.
Maybe this makes up for the weirdness of giving them a 3 out of 3 in the bedroom. Actor's inherent fuckability. I gave it a 1.
Thank you. Okay, no, that's absolutely reasonable for this. Real quick, Matt Stoyanov has chimed in and said Burgess Meredith as Penguin would make me blow it early.
Yeah, that
I
hate
hate that we're having this conversation. What's happening on Instagram there?
I got to read Antonio's response. He's like, I'm still psychologically frigid from the 50 Shades episode, so I don't think I can last through this one. Love you guys. I'm going to pour hot wax on my 2 basketballs.
Love you too, Antonio. Thank you for that.
Antonio of
the Cultworthy podcast. If you have not checked them out, please do.
Fuck me. Well done. Where did you rank them in the bedroom? So I can add that score.
1. Just obviously 1. Come on now.
And actor inherent fuckability.
Not my type.
So
just
5.
Hey, wait a minute.
Wonderful. Now we get to jump ahead a couple years to Batman 89.
Yeah, a couple years.
We're going to start with a deeply unappreciated villain in Batman lore. One of my favorites, Bob the Goon.
Bob the Goon is wonderful.
So good.
I don't understand why he's left off of so many villain lists. He's iconic.
When we were doing, I don't even know what episode we were doing, but I rewatched Conan the Destroyer.
Oh, yeah.
And had no idea it was the same actor. In that plays like pervy little thief man is also.
Wait, Bob the Goon?
Bob the Goon is played by.
Oh, so he's got a type.
Yeah. He's like, I got real white and kind of pervy like this. And in Batman 89, he wears like the big leather,
like kind
jacket.
of puffed out leather jacket and the hat and the sunglasses. Yeah, no, he's great.
And he like hops up over Joker's shoulder with his gun at one point.
A loyal and active henchman to the end.
So I kind of have this lore in my head, kind of like headcanon, where Bob the Goon is kind of like what Marvel did with Hawkeye, where at the end of the day, when he finishes doing for him supervillainy, he goes home to his family. And like a loving, he
has a Hawkeye MCU style ranch house that he goes to.
Yeah, he just drives to like outside of Gotham. This is the wife and kids.
He's also married to Linda Cardellini.
So for his performance, I gave him a 5. Like
performance is an absolute 5. Yeah, but no, I will forever stand Bob the Goon.
For comic book accuracy, I had to give him a nothing because he doesn't exist.
He doesn't exist in any of the comics.
No, and
there wasn't even like a post-film comic that he popped up in.
There's a comic book adaptation, but that's it. It was
okay.
Out of the Batman movies, the original movie characters, only one has popped up somewhere else. Or no, I'm sorry, it was a reverse. Oh, that's really fun. I'll get to it.
Okay, yeah.
But I had to give him nothing. For his ability in bed, as much as I love you, Bob,
I'm guessing probably not.
Probably a 1.
You know what? He might be average. He might be a 2. I think he'll work for it.
He will work for it.
Yeah, he might. It
Sometimes
might not
he's
be
tired at the end of the day. Long.
He just can't sustain. We've all been there. I get it.
Destroying the Gotham Modern Art Museum.
You had a couple too many beers after work, and maybe you accidentally huffed a little whiff of the Joker gas, and
he's not compensating because with the giant knife. That is
not
what that is.
No, that's a work tool.
That's a work tool.
That's standard issue.
Standard issue Joker gang. Fuck you knife.
Yeah. Not fucking knife.
No. Actor's inherent fuckability. I gave it a 2.
Yeah, I mean, I said
charm to him.
I said I'm not gonna do the numbers for this, but yeah, no, I'd say he's like right in between. Like I wouldn't outright say like no, you're not my type, but like there is a charm to him. He's not. Yeah. He's not. I'm not sitting there like, oh hey, how you doing?
Like, but when I was a kid and then watched that movie, I was scared of the Joker and his goons. But not
Bob. I was never scared of Bob.
No.
That's you know what? That's fair. It's also a weird way to judge anything in this episode.
Great. Moving along to Boss Grissom, played by Jack Palance.
Boss Grissom.
This is one where when I showed the picture to Belinda, she was like, ugh. I'm like, he did not age well. You're right. He was a Dracula at one point, though.
Jack Palance?
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
I did not know that.
There was a made-for-TV Dracula made by the same people that did the Dark Shadows soap opera vampire show from the 70s.
Oh, like the okay.
Mm-hmm. And they're like, hey, we did the good vampire stuff. Why don't we do the good Dracula? It aired once. And wouldn't you know that having only aired once, it happened to be the night that my mom, as a youth, sat down in front of the TV and was allowed to stay up late to watch TV.
No.
Yeah.
Your mom actually saw this happen.
Saw this, not live, but like
sure.
The only broadcast of Jack Palance's Dark Shadows is Dracula, and ruined her for horror movies for life.
Wow. Holy shit.
This is not me talking up the scariness of this movie, because I have hunted it down and given it a watch, and it is dry. And
do you mean ruined her for it as in she was like, this is terrible, I'm never watching any horror movie?
Terrified her. Like, she slept with like the coverage of her face
for
weeks.
Wow. How old was she at this
pretty
point?
Young. Real little.
Okay.
But I think for me it also doesn't help that there's a lot of like day for night scenes.
Oh, okay. It's just a lot of blue filter over things.
Which for those you aren't in film, that's when the film is filmed during the day, and then to make those scenes look like night, they put like a blue filter over it.
Yep.
But it never looks good.
You can always tell that it's actually daylight. You just see the way shadows fall on things.
The most egregious movie to do this is the James Bond that followed Sean Connery. In Her Majesty's
Secret Service. Oh my god, yeah, you're right. There was a horrible day for night scene in that.
On the beach, I'm like, who thought this was a good idea? You guys had all the money. It doesn't matter.
There's still a family playing over there. What are you doing?
So Jack Palance was a Dracula, and in this, he plays Jack Palance better than any Jack Palance could play a Jack Palance.
Okay.
So I gave him a 5 because he fits the world of the movie. He has that moment where he like grabs Jack Nicholson's shoulders, he's like, Jack, you're my number one guy.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that moment.
Like that line alone, I'm like,
it's been so long since I've seen Batman '89. I got to go back and rewatch that.
What fun!
Oh, hold on, something fucked up happened there.
With sound or
with sound, yeah. I'm just gonna take that again. Yeah, I got to go back and rewatch that. It's been so long. Is it on HBO right now?
I don't know, because when I had to watch Batman and Robin, we had to watch on Hulu.
We did have to watch that on Hulu. Oh god damn it!
Yeah. And you know how like when you start to type in an address, like the last time you use like those first 4 letters, it'll just take you there.
Take you right there.
So I'm like Hulu, and it's like Hulu / Batman and Robin.
No, bad. Stop that.
Just trying to watch What We Do in the Shadows.
We finished season 1 yesterday. It's so good. I was so happy to see like the New Zealand vampires come back in the trial episode. Yeah. That was so fun. Also, all those other cinematic vampires.
Blade?
You fucking Blade on a bad on a bad Skype call.
Yeah. Taika Waititi has no right to be as good as he is.
He is. Oh God, we'll talk a little bit more about Taika later in the episode. Because after we finish this, we do have a little other thing to discuss. But
all right, so what are we giving Jack Palance's performance?
I am because it's been so long since I've watched it. I am going to acquiesce to your 5. So I will agree with that. Because again, I just really need to go back and watch the Burton Batman movies. Again. And again,
so yeah.
Oh yeah, same. I watched them repeatedly as a kid. It's just for some reason Palance didn't stick in my head quite that hard.
He's a little overshadowed by Jack Nicholson, which like he should be.
Yeah, I mean it's supposed to be that way. But
for comic book accuracy, I gave him again, a dash because
Not applicable.
not applicable. I mean, I could have picked like any number of kooky Batman crime bosses, but
There's a lot of them.
there's a lot of them. Ability in bed, I said 1.
I would absolutely expect a 1. A guy in that position of power who's that kind of villainous and full of himself, like he's not going to be at all a good lover.
And Joker, pre-Joker, Jack Napier steals his girlfriend away.
That's also true. Yeah.
So
If that guy's stealing your girlfriend,
so we got a 1 from you as well.
yeah, I will second that 1.
This is where I have to question myself. For actor's inherent fuckability, I gave him a 2. I think it's the strong Dracula smell that he carries with him.
Oh God, you've been bewitched by the
I've been
Dracul.
bewitched by the Dracul. Seriously, there's so many scary Dracula movies. That was not the one I expected my mom to be scared of.
It's amazing. We'll just say sure on that one.
Great. Double-edged sword.
Why not?
All right. Last one for Batman 89, Jack Nicholson.
Jack Nicholson.
Again, gave him a 5.
Absolute 5. No, his performance as the Joker is fucking great. It's so fun. It's the
Most cocaine you could put into the Joker's nose.
Oh yeah, you thought that was face paint? No, it's all liquid cocaine.
He just was like, smacked his head.
I'm ready.
To a bowl of coke. It was like his face just warped like that.
It's weird. You put that much cocaine on a Jack Nicholson, and he just like the cheeks just go. It's like Botox. It's amazing.
The lipstick was added.
Well, of course, yeah. You can't work miracles with the stuff. God.
As far as his comic book accuracy, though, I gave him a 2.
Only a 2, really.
He's not quite. The Joker's not quite as focused as Jack Nicholson.
Oh, that's true. Yeah, he is a little more chaotic and all over the place. This was a very focused Joker. For as zany and chaotic as he could be, it's not like there is a much more focused like direction for that chaos.
If you were to take Jack Nicholson's Joker and Heath Ledger's Joker and combine them, as far as their performance, not their look,
right? It's certainly not their look.
You would end up with Mark Hamill's Joker.
You'd actually end up with Mark. You would
Right.
Specifically, you'd end up with Mark Hamill's Joker in the Arkham games.
Yes.
Just
thus, the perfect Joker.
Yeah,
already exists.
It's true.
So we're gonna move on to ability in bed. I gave him a 2 because if he was able to get that hot.
But you said again. You pointed out that's pre-Joker.
That is pre-Joker.
That's Jack Napier.
True.
That's Jack Napier, not Joker.
He did melt her face after.
He did melt her face afterwards.
It's a bad move. You don't want to do that.
You can't do that. That's a bad sex move. That's a bad move in general.
Unless
the face melting is supposed to be metaphorical.
No. Oh, that's where I confused.
Yeah. See, that was a mistake he made. And then that's why I will say no.
So what?
No to this Joker. No. Just
here's okay. For actors' inherent fuckability, before I even did anything, I was like, okay, if this is Jack Nicholson during or before Witches of Eastwick, I'll give him a 2. If it's after, I will give him a 1.
When was Witches of Eastwick?
It was 87.
So then this is inherently after.
Yes.
So then it's a 1.
For me, yes.
Yeah, I would agree with that. I think just amazing actor. I love it. I love his work. I love what he's done. Not my type.
No, if it was like young Jack Nicholson doing like 70s,
maybe. He had a charm.
He had a charm.
Not
One Flew Over Cuckoo's Nest. Jack Nicholson had a charm to him.
Not a Bob the Goon charm.
Different charm.
Different charm.
One of them's gonna melt your face off, and the other one's gonna make you a cup of tea.
Yes.
God damn it, I'm so tired. Great. We're moving on to Batman Returns. Just moving right along. It's gonna be a long one. God damn it. There's so many Batmans. Okay. Here's where I can talk about that. So I included Max Shrek because I wanted an even 30. And
okay. I think he counts.
I think he counts.
This is Christopher Walken's character from Batman Returns.
Yes.
Okay.
So
I mean, he's largely responsible for Cobblepot getting as much power and confidence as he gets throughout the film.
No doubt that he's evil as fuck.
Yeah. And he's pretty upfront about it. I can't take his hair seriously. I'm just going to say that up front.
Tim Burton.
Yeah.
So I deal with a lot of garbage, like literal garbage at my job.
I was going to say, you're going into work mode, yes.
And I think about this line all the time where when Max Shrek first meets the Penguin and the Penguin's going through his garbage because Max Shrek is trying to like dispose of things. He doesn't want...
Yeah.
He's like, remember me? I'm Fred's hand. This is Andy DeVito. He pulls out like his Max Shrek's former partner who's had murdered.
Yes.
I don't know why my mom didn't want me to watch this when I was little.
No idea. No,
has no effect on me. No long-term effects on what I find attractive or hilarious.
No, not even a little bit. Just
so as far as like characters that ended up in the comics by movie, I have like a reverse of that. So when Batman the Animated Series was being made, it was right around the time that Batman Returns was released, which is why you'll have Selena Kyle with blonde hair rather than in the comics, she has black hair.
Oh, okay.
And the Penguin, as portrayed in the first couple seasons, is much closer to Danny DeVito's than he is his comic iteration.
Yes.
They wanted to have Max Shrek in the show. Not the Warner Brothers did. The creators, Tim Bruce, Paul Dini, Alan Burnett, whatever. Sorry, Alan. They were like, but we don't want that. We want to have like all comic book accurate characters as much as possible.
Right.
So
while there is clear like Burton influence behind the tone, I can see why they wouldn't want to include him in the show itself.
So they compromised and made a new character, Roland Daggett, who
I vaguely remember him.
He was partially responsible for the creation of Clayface.
Right. Okay, that's why. Yeah.
So that character doesn't appear in the comics, but the cartoon inspired that character to show up in Batman The Dark Knight. There is a Daggett who is like a sleazy boss.
Huh.
Yeah.
Interesting. So we'll be getting to him, or?
Nah, fuck him. He's too small.
Fuck him.
He can watch. So Christopher Walken, I said his performance was a 4. It was good. It wasn't A-list, but it did the job.
I had sorry, spit jumped right down my windpipe.
Got too excited.
No, I think I'd agree with that 4. That is weird to say it's the lowest score that we've given so far, but we're still early.
As far as performance goes,
because I've always enjoyed him in that film, but like considering
we gave the villain the United Underground a 3.
Oh, fair. You're right. We did. My bad.
No. Like 4 is not bad. Like
4 is not bad.
We just happen to have like a bunch of really good performances in a row.
That's true.
He's not in the comic books, so we skip right past.
Yeah, not applicable.
Ability in bed, I said a 2, which I'm now thinking I disagree with myself.
In what direction?
I think he'd actually be worse in bed.
Yeah, no, I agree with that. Yeah, I was surprised you went as high as a 2 because he's not going to work hard like Bob the Goon. I mean, he might be a natural 2 and could be a 3, but he doesn't care enough. Yeah. But I suspect he's a 1.
And the last time he met a pretty woman, he did shove her out a window.
Partially because of that. Yeah, it's partially factoring in the rating.
Actor's inherent fuckability. I gave him a 2.
I'd agree with that.
Like younger Chris Walken.
Yeah.
It's hard to...
I mean, Chris Walken definitely has like a kind of charm about him.
Especially when you got that sweet mustache.
Oh my God. You're thinking Heaven's Gate.
Yeah.
Oh God. A smoldering mustache. I wouldn't say he's my type though. I don't think I would go out of my way for that sweet Chris Walken.
So what would you give him?
You know what? I'm gonna lean to a 1.
All right, very good. Moving right along to Batman Forever.
Oh God, we've
we've now passed into the Schumacher.
We have to grapple with Schumacher again.
let's just get him out of the way.
All right.
Two-Face.
I mean,
I must have been feeling fairly generous at the moment because I give him a 2 out of 5 as far as
what the fuck is wrong with you? He is easily the worst thing about that entire fucking movie.
Yeah, I think because he said his lines correctly and hit his mark, I give him a 2.
Oh wait, no, but that's just Tommy Lee Jones. Like, he is a seasoned acting veteran, which honestly raises some questions as to how the fuck this performance came about, because it's terrible. It's so bad.
I purely think it was him competing with Jim Carrey, trying to like out Jim Carrey, and I'm like, why would you try?
Why would you try to do that?
It cannot be done.
I mean, we already know from from stories that have come out since this time that you hated him. Yeah. Why are you trying to out him?
The only thing I can think of is that he was told he was in a comic book movie, but didn't know what that meant.
God, that very well could be the thing, because that we are still. Like, the Batman movies were like the first ones to really gain any kind of traction or popularity outside of like the old Christopher Reeve Superman films, I think. But
ignoring everything after the second movie, they're not super comic booky in the
that's very true. And we hadn't hit the catalyst of superhero reemergence that was X-Men and Spider-Man and Blade. Yeah, we hadn't hit any of that just yet. So yeah, it makes sense that someone like Tommy Lee Jones, who's a much more noted dramatic actor, would not have any fucking idea what a comic book movie is.
You ordered this man from Texas. You opened the box.
I mean,
you found a Tommy Lee Jones, and you're like, Tommy Lee Jones, here's what we want you to do. It's like, I ain't never read one of them comic books. I'm
not sure I understand what you're talking about, but I'll do my best. Mike has chimed in, has joined the chat, and said, "Yin's nerds." You ain't wrong.
So I'm gonna guess you're giving his performance a 1.
If I can give it a -1, I would. Jesus Christ!
What it is?
I will never forgive the fact that his Two-Face sits there and flips and reflips his coin like a psychopath the entire time. He goes by what the coin says. That's the whole shtick.
He's contemplating.
No, he's not contemplating. He sees a result and goes, "I don't like that," and does it again. He's a fucking chode.
I thought you meant just like when he's like sitting around doing nothing.
No, I mean when he's actually actively trying to make the coin make a decision for him. It's bad. It's a bad Two-Face.
In his face. Anyway, so
that like rictus grin that he's got going is horrible.
And given the age of like HD, it looks pretty gross.
I'm almost afraid to go back and look at that in HD.
Unfortunately, I had to give his comic book accuracy too, because at the earlier,
I mean, they did split him right down the middle. He's got 2 different suits on.
I gave each half a 1.
I accept that. I will accept that rationale for that too. Actually,
I had a more thought out response, but I'm gonna go with it. I give him a 1 in bed.
It has to be.
Sugar and Spice, one played by Drew Barrymore, and the other one played by, I can't remember her name.
We looked this up the last episode too, and I can't remember her name either.
It's like she's not like a nothing actress. I am certain that they are not there because they are attracted to Two-Face, but because he pays them.
Yes. Oh, absolutely. That's why. He robs banks and he uses it to pay them.
Yeah.
Among other things.
Like getting custom tailored suits.
I mean, no, that can't be cheap.
And like the remodeling of that hideout, it's not cheap. I'm gonna guess you also are giving him a 1.
Yes.
In the bed.
Yeah, absolutely. Yes. Yes. Just a 1. Yeah.
And Tommy Lee Jones doesn't exactly do it for me.
No, not at all.
We're gonna go in with a 1 there.
He's. I mean, just in terms of him as an actor, like his physical presence as an actor, is not sexual.
No,
I don't think I can't even think of a role where he's portrayed somebody that is supposed to be sexy.
I would like that.
I'd like to see someone try, but it's way too. It's far too late for that.
But like, my brain went to.
I don't think he acts anymore, does he?
I don't know if he's retired. I'm not sure.
I thought he might be, but yeah.
I imagine like what if we like recast Tu Wong Fu with Tommy Lee Jones, and I didn't like it.
Oh no.
Great. Moving on. We got Mr. Jim Carrey as the Riddler. I gave him middle of the road 3 because he sure goes for it. And there's some bits that work.
He does go for it. I think he's trying to be a little too much Joker.
I think he's trying a little bit too much to be Frank Gershwin, but he's not insane.
That's the thing. Jim Carrey's not Frank Gershwin insane. So
No.
yeah, he's got some out there-ness to him, let's say, but yeah, he's not Frank. You're not deeply concerned.
No.
Good Lord.
Like when we talk about Jim Carrey's, no, actually that's not true. I was gonna say whenever I talk about Jim Carrey's like mental well-being, I'm not concerned, but I'm like actually sometimes I am.
Sometimes, but I think
More
he's
recently, but not at that time.
I think he's even turned a corner where it's just like, no, he's just kind of like he's just kind of entered a weird artisty phase of his life, and he's
doing a lot of painting.
He's doing a lot of painting. That's what he likes to do. He's kind of, it centers him now. I mean, hell, he's apparently retiring from acting. We're going to focus on that.
I saw that.
Which is kind of weird to think that Sonic the Hedgehog 2 is going to be his last movie. But
it's performing well.
It is performing well, which I'm kind of excited about, honestly.
I'm like, I don't even like Sonic that much. I didn't grow up with Sonic.
I did.
But I kind of want to watch it now.
I got to go back and watch the first one still.
I did always like Dr. Robotnik. I just like that character design. Or what, Eggman?
Technically Eggman. Yeah, they kind of like flip-flop back and forth as whether or not it's Robotnik or Eggman, but whatever. I'm sure some Sonic nerd who's been focused on the series longer than I have will have a better answer for that. But
so what are you giving Jim for his performance?
I'd agree with that 3.
Okay.
Yeah, I think that 3 is a reasonable one because, again, he doesn't have a good script to work with. He has a batshit ridiculous costume that he's been given, and between like coming across as jokery and or Frank Gershwin-y, he's not like he's making some choices, like some bold choices in the character, but he's not making them his own quite enough. I don't think.
I agree. It's a mixture of Frank Gershwin and Jim Carrey. There's comic book accuracy. I gave him a 1.
Yeah, it's not at all comic accurate. No, we have yet to see a comic accurate Riddler.
No, yeah, I will get the Paul Dano, obviously, but that is very much not.
No, God, that was such a departure.
Ability in bed, I gave him a 1 as well, because both as Riddler in costume and pre-Riddler computer nerd creepy creep.
I would think pre-Riddler creep 1.5, maybe a 2.
Sure. Okay.
Probably not as hardworking as Bob the Goon, but he would be eager to try, maybe over eager, hence the 1.5. But as Riddler, 1, absolutely 1. No, does not fuck good. Why did we do this again?
I don't know, and I'm also concerned that me of 2 days ago, who was like more awake than me of right now, gave him a 3 as far as like actor fuckability.
Oh, well, I mean, no, I think Jim Carrey is such a charismatic and good looking guy. Like,
and that was at his prime. Maybe not his prime, but like
no, that's like right around his prime there, mid 90s. This came out in 95, so
I feel like Stanley Ipkiss is more my speed as far as fuckability.
Yeah, honestly,
but like
he would snuggle.
He would snuggle.
I would snuggle a Stanley Ipkiss.
I'm imagining when I say 3, I'm imagining Stanley Ipkiss.
Fair.
From The Mask. I don't know if we said that.
Oh yeah, from The Mask, from 1994's The Mask.
As if you didn't know. So are you also giving Jim Carrey a 3?
I will second that 3 actually. Yeah, I would say 90s Jim Carrey, probably my type.
He's the highest scoring actor.
I know. It's fucking weird. Like this whole enterprise.
Oh my god. Great. Now we have to move on to the
God.
The movie that almost murdered the franchise, Batman and Robin. God. Let's just get it out of the way.
You're
Mr.
jumping
Freeze.
right into Arnie.
Yeah.
Okay, Mr. Freeze. This, oh man,
Mm.
what'd you give him for performance? I'm curious.
I gave him a 2.
A 2?
Yeah.
Okay.
There's, to be fair, I only gave a single actor on this list a 1.
Interesting. Okay, we'll delve into that when
Yeah.
we get there. Man, a 2. I mean, I wouldn't go any higher than that. Certainly.
No, like he's working within the world of the film.
Sure.
He's committed to his performance.
Mm-hmm.
That gives him a 2.
You know what?
He drank battery acid.
You know what? He did suffer through the battery acid. He did not step up and shave his head, but he did suffer through that weird battery choice through the mouth LED.
If he shaved his head, maybe. No, he would.
No. I think it'd be firmly a 2 because like my brain is like, do I really want to give him more than a 1? But you know what? I'll accept the 2.
Comic book accuracy got a 1.
Negative 40.
Yeah,
like no.
Even the early Mr. Freeze or Mr. Zero for you nerds out there. Absolutely not. Yeah.
Push my glasses up and
then for Mr. Freeze's ability in bed, I imagined that he would in fact have sex to climax, but then immediately cry about his dead wife afterwards. So he got a 1.
Yeah.
That's if he had not cried about the wife, maybe a 2.
Well, because he doesn't care at all about the partner he's with. He's just thinking about his wife the entire time.
Yeah.
So he maybe gets to his climax, and then it's just tears. It's tears after that.
You're not getting to your climax because he's got a cold wiener. That's uncomfortable.
I mean, unless you're into that. Some people like temperature play. That's it's a thing.
I'm gonna move on. I am now uncomfortable. Give me the old one. Inherent actor's inherent fuckability.
Not my type.
He's not my type, but there is this this photo. I think it's by Annie Leibovitz, where it's like Arnie on horseback in like riding pants and boots, and he's like, "Ha!" It's just like apex male, and like
okay, in like with that, I like you see it. You see what people would see in him there,
right? Yeah.
See, for me, like it's like the bodybuilding is just too much for me. Like I don't find like the hyper masculine, like sculpted physique attractive.
I remember having this conversation years ago. I don't even think it was with Blinn. I think it was my girlfriend prior. I was like, if I were gonna fuck a guy, I'd want him to be svelte.
Yeah,
like svelte.
Yeah,
like Andrew Garfield svelte as Spider-Man.
Yeah, I can get behind that. That's
so we both would fuck dear Andrew. How are you?
Yeah,
your appearance in No Way Home.
Can't wait to watch Tick Tick Boom. Yeah. By the way,
we have a podcast. We both think you're
and we've just alienated him forever. Oh, what's this? Hold on. Oh, it's a restraining order. Wow. We should move on.
We're not even covering Spider-Man.
I know. We went out of our way to do that.
Great. We're moving on to slightly better material.
Batman.
No, not yet. Poison Ivy.
Oh, Poison Ivy. Yeah, right. I forgot we have another villain. We have more than just one villain to talk about here.
As I said the last time we talked about this character, this is the character that has a number of people I've met that are bisexual, bisexual, have been like, and that's when I realized I might be a little gay.
Yeah, I mean, Uma Thurman's a gorgeous woman. Just
even in that ridiculous costume.
Oh my god, that costume's fucking awful.
It's really bad. You had so many options.
The costume's awful. The performance is bad. The entire conception of the character is bad in this. It's just
you got cat lady Uma Thurman. You got nerdy scientist. You got ape, gorilla, whatever. It doesn't matter. Would I? Yes. Would I feel good about it? Yes.
Let's do the scores.
Right. For performance, I gave her a 3. I don't know why.
Maybe a 2.
Yeah, I'm actually gonna change that to it too. I don't know what I was.
Yeah.
I think I was still thinking about like Uma Thurman.
You're letting just the fact that it's Uma Thurman kind of override that performance.
Yeah.
I know she's capable of so much
yeah.
better. That's the part of the
She's
problem
an
for
excellent
me.
Actress.
Yeah.
And she was acting to the script, which is why she gets a 2.
It's a very bad script. It's just a bad movie.
For comic book accuracy, I did give her 2 for the earlier Batman comics.
Yeah, I could definitely see how there's some influence coming from those for this. Like
our modern understanding of Poison Ivy, absolutely not. But
no, God, no.
So you are giving her a.
I'll take that too.
Do I need to ask ability in bed?
See. So this is a Poison Ivy that started off super nerdy in the beginning, and that can go. That's either going to go like she has absolutely no experience and no idea what she's doing, or she into it.
Like she's thought so much about it, written so much fan fiction.
No, or she's just horny and just has had a lot of sex and just is also a nerd. Like that happens.
I'm leaning towards that.
You're leaning towards that?
I'm leaning towards that. Something about the glasses.
The librarian look.
The librarian look. Less the cat lady thing. Really awkward scene. Renewable energy. That'll never catch on.
God, why'd you have to remind me of that? So, God.
I won't judge you.
I'm gonna say a 2. And largely because we're strictly talking Poison Ivy here.
Yes.
She has lost her connection to humanity.
She does like plants.
She's like plants. And unless you're Clint McElroy in the first season of The Adventure Zone, I can't abide by this.
Fair enough.
No.
Uma Thurman, however.
No, Uma Thurman, as gorgeous. Absolutely, yeah.
Wonderful. Let's leave this. No, fuck. So Bane. God,
we still have to talk about Bane. I remember that we have to talk about Bane.
Bane, played by Jeep Swenson.
God, that name. I can't believe his name's Jeep.
Looks like a really nice guy.
I'm not
gonna hold it against.
I would believe that.
It's probably just the bodybuilder that they're like, hey, Jeep, may I call you Jeep?
May I call you Jeep?
We need a big boy for our big boy wrestler face with yellow veins.
Yes.
Burn. Great, you got the job. I give him a 1.
It's absolutely a 1. This is not like this. This is not Bane. Just in terms of personality, in terms of intellectual capabilities, not to come across as ableist on this, but like just they did a massive disservice to this character that's supposed to be a criminal mastermind.
Yeah. I mean, when I first watched the movie, I wasn't aware of the character Bane because I hadn't read that comic book yet.
Same.
And I found his shenanigans funny, specifically when he wears a fedora.
Oh God!
And is driving Poison Ivy around like a chauffeur.
Yeah, I mean that was there's.
And that is why he gets
hilarious.
a 1 instead of a 0 for that reason.
Okay, fine.
Comic book accuracy, I gave him a 1 because that was the lowest I could give him.
Yeah, he has a luchador mask.
He does have a luchador mask, and Venom is involved.
That's it. That's it. End of similarities.
How many episodes in a row have I brought up Grant Morrison?
I've lost count.
Okay. So there's this Grant Morrison. It's great. It's his early run of Batman, and they're doing it's something like a play on like the 3 ghosts of Christmas, but it's Batman. And I think the third ghost is they're all versions of Batman that were created by a scientist who was tasked with creating Batman if Batman should die. So they got 3 cops that were all kind of like extreme. Which that's the point Grant Morrison's trying to make. He's like,
Sure.
you can't do that. And the one is given venom, like Bane's venom.
Oh no,
Uh,
that was a bad idea.
They basically lock him in like a secret sub-basement of the police station and give him sex workers and pizza. And it is vile and rough. And
Hey, Grant! Grant, what the fuck?
you went pretty dark there, man.
You
You all right?
you right? You right there?
I had already read The Invisibles, so it was nothing to me. And oh my god,
I've tried to read that like 4 times. Like there's a copy of it in my house that I've started like 4 times. I keep getting distracted.
the first volume, the art isn't my thing,
Mhm.
so I have a little hard time getting through it. But like once you get past that artist, it's a little easier.
Okay.
It's still fucking like, what am I reading? And if you really want to feel disgusted with yourself, you can read Filth, in which Grant Morrison researched by watching nothing but porno. Anyway, I gave Bane a 1 in bed.
Can I give him a 0? Is 0 an option?
I'm going to make an exception.
You're making an exception here.
Say 1. Actor's inherent fuckability. I gave him a 2 because he looks like a nice guy, and I feel bad saying that you're.
I'm gonna say 1. I'm gonna say he's not my type. This again, it's the body. It's the bodybuilding thing.
Big muscle boy. Right?
Yeah, I'm just not into it.
Wonderful.
No offense to anybody that does bodybuilding and like likes to have big muscles. Like, go for it if that's your thing. But like,
is Matt still watching?
Matt is still. I think Matt's still watching. I don't know.
I can't see the comments on mine.
Nobody else has commented since Mike commented earlier. So
Matt lives.
oh well, I mean, neat, awesome.
Joe thinks you're vile.
No.
It would not have anything to do with you in the bedroom.
I imagine I'm also not his type, which is fine.
Yeah. We'll find out. I'm sure you'll have something to say. Great. Let's move on to Batman Begins and
Okay.
never look back.
Let's actually take a quick break, and then we'll refresh a little bit, and then we'll come back for Batman Begins and start doing some Nolan villains.
Great. I'll tally up the scores that we have.
Yeah, I figure we'd give you a chance to do a little bit of that. Matt is still here. He just chimed in.
I'm sad now because you.
I don't hate you. No.
What did he say?
He said, "I'm here. I know he hates me."
Big boys give big hugs.
I am your type. I'm sorry. I feel horrible.
We're really not doing well with the fans today. We
I'm fucking it up left and right here. Jesus.
Vince earlier was talking about being blue balled by 50 Shades of Grey.
Yeah, Vince did mention that. You never return my calls. Was it the gift card? Oh, God. Yes.
All right. Okay, that makes sense. Is that right?
Is what right?
Oh, okay. Jim Carrey made quite a jump because you have stronger feelings for him than I do.
Yeah, no, I'm sure I skewed that a little bit there.
Because like most of them are staying in the approximate order.
Hey, what are you doing on Friday? Well, don't do that.
Which Friday?
This coming Friday.
What am I doing Friday? Let me finish using this single brain cell for math, and then I will use it for dates.
Okay. Yeah, before we get any further, there's something I wanted to take care of real quick, just so I have it done.
Jeep. Okay. Nope, not 69, just 9. My phone is being used as a streaming device right now. I don't
Yeah.
think I'm doing anything. I have something to do tomorrow.
Yeah, you remember you said you're not available tomorrow.
I think I have the evening free, but I'm not sure.
Would you be interested in going to a 6:30 showing of Everything Everywhere All at Once? There's a bunch of us who are trying to go.
Yeah, just remind me to check my schedule once we finish with this.
Okay.
Because if I work early, then I can make it. If I work late, then I would.
Well, because I need to buy the tickets like now is the thing.
okay.
Because I'm buying from like me, Andrew, Trish, and Becca, and then Vince, Emily, Steve, Evie, and Sean are also going.
All right, I'll pull up my calendar on the Googler. Google machine. Where are you seeing it?
Movie Scoop at the Waterworks. The place that has the big comfy chairs.
Yeah, they do. If I can get a ride, then yeah.
I think we can figure that out.
Yeah. If someone can put my butt in a chair, then hell yeah. I do want to see it really bad.
You're able to go?
Yeah, if somebody can put my butt in a car, then
I will put your butt in a car.
Sweet.
Okay.
All right, I'm gonna pee real quick and then we can hop back in.
Cool.
Oh, keep going. You a city water refresh?
Yeah, I could use. Hold on. There we go. Thank you.
Thought this way out there. Dean.
There we go. Tickets are purchased.
Nice.
Like nobody has been buying tickets ahead for that screening either. So like that, like we had like we got really good like middle of the theater seats too. So I am excited.
I wonder if I have time to watch that Paul Dano farting movie.
Swiss Army Man.
Yeah.
It's so fun. It's ridiculous.
It's meant to. It's the same director, I think.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it is. That Paul Dano farting movie. Technically, it is a Daniel Radcliffe farting movie.
Yeah.
Because it's both of them.
It's a weird follow-up to the Batman. I watched it with Rob the other day.
God.
Okay.
All right, we ready to jump in for Nolan bullshit?
Yes.
Yes. Okay.
All right, welcome back, everybody. We are here today to answer the question we've all wanted answered. And
what them Batman villains do?
What specifically does Tom Wilkinson do?
Tom Wilkinson.
He's Carmine Falcone.
Oh, right.
In Batman Begins.
Right. Yeah, he is the first villain to appear in the film. So, whew, boy.
So as far as performance goes, I thought he was great.
He was very good. He was a good Carmine Falcone.
So my like categories are back at the top of the screen. Comic book accuracy, I think he was pretty good. I would give him a 3.
I would say. Wait, is it comic book accuracy 3?
Yeah.
Okay. Wow. Again, you would know better than I would. I'm not that familiar with comic book Carmine. But
he's not as accurate as John Turturro, but like John Turturro is like 1-to-1, basically. So
I mean, that's pretty great.
Yeah.
And I did love him in that role too.
Yeah.
Which we'll get to. What did you say? Did you say performance score?
I said 4.
You said 4. Okay. Yeah. I think I'd go with that.
I didn't want an action figure of him, but I enjoyed him while he was on screen.
He was thoroughly enjoyable. Yeah, it was a genuinely great performance. I think I would go with both those scores.
Ability in bed? I think at that point in Carmine Falcone's crime career / life, probably not great.
Probably not. I think
not quite unpleasant yet.
Right. Well, I think a lot of that, like it's not an age thing. It's not a unwillingness thing. I think it's a lack of caring for other people thing.
Yeah.
And like that's got to come across in the bedroom to some extent. Like, given people are going to be attracted to him because power,
right?
But he ain't gonna give a shit. You already got the power.
Yeah.
You got the power, you got the money, you got Gotham. What else does he need?
So I gave him 1 for that.
Yeah, I'd agree with that.
Actor's inherent fuckability, I also gave him 1. Nothing against him personally.
Not my type.
It's not personally into old daddies. Speaking of sexy old daddies,
that's what just happened?
I don't know.
Why did you say that?
My podcasting wires are all crisscrossed and shorted out. You know those like old fuse boxes that operate on those like little glass jars and shit?
Like fuses?
Yeah.
Yes.
That's what I'm working with right now. I don't got those fancy switches. Got the old VR.
God damn it.
Sleeping well. Bird woke me up today.
Oh, God damn it.
Like one really, like the first bird was like super pumped to be up at 3 a.m. He's like, fuck you all. I woke up super early so I could be the first bird in like my ear. I wear earplugs. So,
yep.
The one just kind of like boop, popped out and the bird was like,
the bird outside just like,
yeah. Yeah. So, fuck that bird.
Oh, God. I'm going to cut that out of the audio.
Insert bird noise there. So Liam Neeson.
Raj Al Ghul. Raish, whatever.
If you ask the creator, it's Raish. If you ask literally anybody else, it's
Raz.
Yeah. Which in the movie he doesn't even really go as. He just like doesn't deny it at the end. Because he's like, I am Ducard, a character that shows up in one comic this one time.
Uh-huh.
And that guy over there, the Asian guy, that's Raish. And then he's like, JK, it was me.
Yeah, basically. Yeah, he just said whenever he's confronted with it by Bruce, he just doesn't deny it at all.
Yeah, he's like misdirection ninja stuff.
Yeah, I mean it is like we know it is, but oh god,
his performance is Raish is pretty good.
I enjoyed his performance quite a bit. He brings a like a quiet intensity to the character, which I think is fitting.
I think especially earlier on when he's training Bruce,
I
really enjoy his performance. When
he like smacks the ice and he falls through.
Yeah, it was pretty cool. When he is Raish,
and then he has to warm him up after. They absolutely fucked after that.
He had to.
I don't know why I'm doing this.
I don't know why either. I keep thinking of his weird goatee where it's just like two flips on either side of his chin. And I'm like, what was I going to cast?
How can tickly? Maybe tickly.
Yeah.
Just
I'm thinking about it. I give him a 4.
Performance, I give him a 4, sure. I mean, just so many of the performances in the Nolan verse are just excellent. So there's gonna be a lot of high scores thrown around here.
I don't. There's in the last movie, there's a particular character I'm not careful. But, his first comic book accuracy is pretty close. I feel he's missing the Lazarus Pit twist, which like wouldn't work in the Nolan version.
No, it absolutely wouldn't. It's too down to earth for nonsense like that.
And where's that green power suit?
Yeah. Well, I think there's also like something. There's something like watered down Doctor Strangey about him sometimes.
Yeah.
And like, given a lot of that, I'm going off of his his appearance in Arkham City, as opposed to in any actual comic book. But it's a little Orientalist in some ways. It's a little
in Arkham.
In Arkham
games?
Yeah.
I would say in the comics it's a mixture of a bunch of cultures because he's been around for so long.
Right, he's kind of this mishmash of just like a ton of different shit.
Yeah. I don't actually know what his like ethnicity is.
Yeah,
he's been around for so long.
Mesopotamian.
Yeah. My understanding of the character comes primarily from the animated series, which is more or less accurate to the comics.
Sure.
Which I think the thing that's missing from Liam Neeson's portrayal is the grandiose feel of that character.
There's a much more theatrical nature to him, I think, overall.
Like knowing how long he has lived and that he has this like League of Shadows that can pop up anywhere is intimidating, and I don't quite get that in the movie.
Yeah.
It's more the writing than the acting.
Sure. Yeah, I think that's fair. I think there's a formality into his theatricality as well. Like he almost strictly refers to Batman as detective, if I'm not mistaken.
In the comics, yeah.
Yeah. And that's completely missing. Like we don't get that idea of Batman as detective, which is really not the point of Bale's Batman to begin with.
That Raws is the exact Raws you need for Batman Begins.
Yeah. I think for that world, it makes perfect sense to have him be this way.
So I gave him a 2.
I think it's a fair 2.
Let's see here. Initially I said his ability in bed would be 2, but he is a master of martial arts. Probably has learned some freaky shit over the years.
That's the thing. I think his absurd longevity, if that's to be believed here. Well, actually, that's we're kind of crossing the streams here.
He's lived the life of a normal man.
Yeah.
Well, the length of a normal man.
Right. Yeah. Certainly not the actual life of a normal man, because who the fuck does this stuff?
Pluck a rose off the side of a Himalayan mountain, climb to the top, and
only for Mother's Day.
That's fair.
The like comic rage, I could see.
Weird
just
shit in bed.
Oh my god, yeah! Like there's nothing under the sun he hasn't done.
He's actually doesn't have sex anymore because he's run out of.
He's just bored with the entire enterprise. Just,
if there aren't pandas involved, why do I even bother?
No, it's look. I need a room full of those little cymbal clappy monkeys and a skate and several skate videos playing.
We went in wildly different directions for what he's into. I involved pandas, and you involved Tony Hawk.
Who says that some of those videos don't have pandas in them? Probably Tony Hawk would say they don't. Yeah, that'd be hard to procure, and also I don't think they'd be fans of skateboards. You don't know that. I don't know that. It's right.
All right, we'll give him a 2.
I think we'll go. We'll square it. We'll go right down the middle on that one, since I really don't know how to judge for the actual Liam Neeson one, because he may be too focused on his mission and his overall purpose to really be able to perform.
I think he'd be good. Is he would be really focused on the mission, which is
he wants to get you satisfied so he can get the fuck out of there and get back to what he has to do.
Right. Like, didn't go long, but you got there, and it was nice. I still got it.
I see that you're incapacitated from your orgasm. I must be about my business. I will bid you good day.
Throws ninja smoke, disappears.
A very particular set of skills, specifically that get me out of here as quickly as possible.
For actors' inherent fuckability, I had trouble with this one just because of some problematic stuff he said in the last couple of years.
Yeah, God, he really has, huh?
If he would have not have said any of those things, it would have been a little easier to score.
Yeah, I think I could have seen a world where maybe that would have been a thing had he not said some of the shit that he said in the past few years. Maybe don't let on that you wanted to you wanted to tail a black person through Dublin and beat the hell out of them because a friend of yours was sexually assaulted, and the person you're talking about wasn't that person who committed that assault.
It was a wild interview, sir, that did not need to happen.
You could have not said those words. You could have not thought that thing.
And if you did think that thing, that's an inside thought.
You don't have to let anyone know you thought that thought. You can just sweep that on the rug. You let that go past you and just move on about your day.
And become a better person after that thought. Yes,
precisely. But no. You brought it up in an interview.
So, a 3 then.
No. Hard pass.
I gave him a 2, but I'm also reflecting on the Liam Neeson of that time.
At the time, it is before all of that.
I feel like he'd be really good at aftercare.
He would. I do bet that's accurate. I'm still going to say no.
Okay. Great. Moving on to better fucking Cillian Murphy.
Oh. Okay, this is the first one we're hitting where I'm actually like, oh man. It's just he is such a hot man.
And has continued to be hot.
Yeah, like it's not stopped. I'm excited for Oppenheimer.
Oh fuck yeah, he is. Oh my god, I can't wait for that movie. All
right, stay focused.
His performance, I gave him a 4.
I think that's fair. On par with the rest of the villains in this film.
Excellent. Did not blow me away. But I also feel like he wasn't given the opportunity to.
I would agree with that. I think had Scarecrow been more of like the overall focus of the narrative, like if you didn't have the League of Shadows element of this, and it was strictly a Scarecrow film, he would have had some moments to really fucking shine. Yeah. But my God, is he really good for this world? And it's a great performance. Like he I think like I see people talk about like potentially recasting various things, and it's like I'm really hesitant to even think about somebody else playing that role because of him.
It would have to be a very different interpretation.
Oh, absolutely, yeah.
Or what I would prefer is for them to never show the actor under the mask, and you only ever see Scarecrow as Scarecrow.
Only in his mask.
Mhm.
Interesting.
I think showing that he's a human under there, we all know he's a human under there, but like showing the human
Could be a panda.
It could be a panda in a burlap sack and a power suit.
You don't know.
I don't know. God damn it. Comic book accuracy. I gave him a 3. It's a little hard to say why I did.
Man,
because
I would have said probably a 2.
Yeah,
I think the style of the mask is
the style of the mask is accurate.
Yeah.
I don't know why I said a 3 because there's not really a time period where he was that realistic of a villain.
No, yeah, I can't imagine that.
Either he was like the goofy ass Super Friends one where he's like, I'm a scary scarecrow. Or
where he's the moving mouth on the outside of the mask.
Fantastic. In bed. Again, we're separating Cillian Murphy from Jonathan Crane.
Jonathan Crane, God, no.
Yeah,
no.
He
can't.
So uncomfortable.
Right? No, it would be horrifying.
Like, I feel like that maybe 5 times he's had the sex, it was deeply uncomfortable for him. And he's just like, what is this closeness to human beings? I do not understand it.
I could buy that. It's another instance of a character that's like disconnected from humanity enough that he would not care for it or wouldn't have the time for it.
No. The actor Cillian Murphy, however.
Yep. Absolutely my type. Yep.
Great. Now going in the complete opposite direction. Tim Booth, who plays Zaz.
Oh, I forgot Zaz pops up in this fucking movie.
Like
God. Oh no. I'm almost upset we have to talk about Zaz.
I mean, for better or worse, he's pretty unrelated to the comic book version, which is for the best.
Oh god, no. That is absolutely for the best. I will never forget. I forget which fucking Batman book it was that Kevin Smith wrote. Where there is a reference to him only having one bit of area left in his skin to mark, and it's his dick. Because of course it is. Because of course it is. Good lord.
Just make the dashes smaller.
Yeah, just do little tiny tick marks.
Tiny one. You don't need to have these giant. Anyway.
Yeah.
You can't unprevert Kevin Smith.
No, that ship done sailed. Just
Tim Booth did a great job. I gave him a 4. He's only in it for a real tiny bit, but I was super skeezed out. He looks like the kind of guy that like I would go and
cuts tally marks into a skin.
Probably. Like, yeah, but not all the time, but only when he's drunk at like a biker bar at 2 a.m. and like in the bathroom screaming at himself in the mirror. This is very specific.
This is highly specific. Yeah, you've gone into a lot of detail here.
A weird headcanon for Nolan's version of Zaz. Yeah, I give him a 4.
4? Okay, yeah, I'll buy that.
I give him a 1 for comic book accuracy, though.
Well, yeah, because we never get a real close-up look at him, and also he's wearing clothes.
He's wearing clothes. I couldn't tell if he had the dash marks on him, but if they wanted us to see it, they would have shown it.
Oh, yeah, Nolan of all people? Yeah, no, he would have made sure that was focused in on.
Ability in bed, I gave it a 1. I don't even want to think about it.
Yeah, no, I'm substituting a reality where you haven't asked me this question.
I also gave him a 1 for the actor. Nothing against him, but scary biker man.
Yeah, no.
Cuts himself while looking in the mirror.
Nope.
In the bar at 2 a.m.
Nope.
Drunk on Jameson.
See, you had me until the Jameson.
Well, I'm not saying I wanted it. It was a strange choice. Great. Going even worse, we have Joe Chill, who's in it just long enough to kill Batman's parents and do so with a mustache.
Right. Yeah. Of course. Sorry, I think my brain just ignores that we got like the Batman's parents a scene in this again.
So we've seen it
so many fucking times.
He was a good go blah blah blah. He was a good Joe Chill.
He was a goon in an alleyway pulling pearls and shooting guns. Yeah,
which
sure.
Is why that's chewing comic book accuracy.
Fine. That's all you need.
The only thing the one in the comics does not have a mustache, and he's chunky.
Oh, there we go. See, it's a point off.
That keeps you from getting 3. In bed, 1.
Probably, yeah.
The mustache looked flat.
You want more of like a Nietzsche, like jutting out kind of thing.
I want more of that.
I want to feel that before the lips.
Dr. Eggman.
Oh no. Just so many sensations.
Kind of a Yosemite Sam cigar look. The actor's inherent fuckability. Also.
I want him to go hard and call me a rassing varmint the entire time.
And then
I hate
after
myself.
He comes,
Jesus.
He shoots guns in the air.
Yeah.
Yep. Somebody got laid downstairs again.
Gotta fill some new holes in my ceiling.
Actor's inherent fuckability. I give him 1.
1.
Sorry, Mr. Chill.
Don't apologize to him.
Great. We're on to the Dark Knight.
We're on to the Dark Knight. Okay. Not sure why you're clapping.
I don't know.
I mean, it's a very good movie.
It is. It's going to dive right into Mr. J. Heath Ledger's Mr. J.
Sure. I mean, we see him right away. He's among the first group of villains we see in this film. So, performance, I think, has to be a 5, right?
Sorry, I'm just realizing that I can't believe we did this.
What did we do?
How the fuck did we do this?
What did we do?
We skipped Danny DeVito's Penguin and Michelle Pfeiffer's Catwoman.
How the fuck did we do that?
I just glanced up and I'm like, there's no way that
Okay, I'm going to edit them into their proper place. Let's just cover them now.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Right.
Okay, so Catwoman.
Moving on to Catwoman, played by Michelle Pfeiffer. 5. Performance 5.
Her performance is fucking fantastic. Like
she painted my view of what I find attractive from then on.
That was a formative thing for you. She didn't quite have that same impact on me, but my God, is that performance memorable. Like, even from having watched it as such a young kid and for having not watched it in as long as I have, so many scenes from that are just cemented into my brain.
Yeah. Yes. Agreed.
Yeah.
Comic book accuracy, I give it a 2. It's not quite. It's that deranged.
It's more thoroughly stylized. I think both her performance and the costume.
Yes, yeah, it's very much a Burton version.
Yes, 100%.
Ability in bed, absolute freak.
It'd have to be.
Do you not recall her leaving a sewing needle thing in Batman's rubber suit? That's a good kiss right there. A plus. Actors name.
You've switched scales to letter grading.
I might be a little biased. Actors inherent fuckability.
Oh man.
Plus.
I would say. I've never really considered this angle of it now that I think about it, because it has genuinely been so long since I've watched Batman Returns.
I think what's weird is this is kind of like the reverse of what we had been having an issue with, where like, oh, we would rate the fuckability of the character higher if we were just considering the actor.
Mhm.
Whereas this reverse, where the character that she's playing, I find more attractive
than the actual actress.
Yeah, not that she's not attractive.
No, she's beautiful, but I don't know. I've never. I guess there, for how old I was whenever she was like front and center in the popular consciousness,
Sure.
like she was not like a sex symbol in my mind for whatever reason, which is weird to think about actually. But
she's great in Scarface, but she's not exactly like hot. She's strung out.
Yeah, well, it's fucking Scarface. Of course she is.
You have Pacino trying to put on his Joker makeup.
Just where do you think Nicholson got the technique from? God,
I'm pretty sure Nicholson gave him the technique.
You got a lot better coverage if you just go full face.
Full face into that bowl of Coke. So
I think I'm gonna say. I'm gonna say it. Sorry, a blue screen.
Your
Jesus.
record's not skipping. Michelle Pfeiffer just broke Joe.
I'm gonna say a 2.5.
Great. 5.5 total.
Keeping you on your toes.
Great. Well, I know you've been waiting to discuss the fuckability of Danny DeVito's The Penguin.
That's the whole reason we're here.
Which is my favorite reaction from Belinda, where I'm pretty sure...
Oh, please tell me more about this.
One, I made the mistake of showing her while she was driving.
Were you... Stop trying to die! Fuck!
Driving's a good time to have conversations.
Oh, yes, but you wait until you're like at a red light to show the picture.
Right. Well, yeah. So she wasn't into it.
Really?
She's like, wait, what did he look like? And I showed her, she's like, oh.
Add on to that he's an extremely horny penguin, too. He's
possibly the horniest villain on this list.
Yeah, frankly. Just...
And we'll get to this next episode, Melissa McCarthy did not eat real raw chicken. Danny DeVito did eat real.
He did bite the head off of a fish. It's not even that. He bites into the middle of it
and just
he went
right off the skin.
Absolutely, just sucks all that meat right off them little bones. Just that man is down to do fucking anything.
Yeah, we'll get to that. So performance, I gave him a 5.
100%. Yeah, I'm glad that we can give Danny DeVito our first 5.
Because I didn't even know.
Well, second 5. You just gave Catwoman a 5. Yeah.
I had no idea that was him for a long time.
Really?
Yeah, no idea.
Huh.
I hadn't watched a whole lot of Danny DeVito movies though either. I missed the Matilda train.
I didn't see Matilda until I was way older, but it was in my consciousness because it was. I remember seeing ads for it or previews for it on VHSs that we had around the house or on various other channels.
I think when elementary schools were putting on movies to distract kids, the class next to us had Matilda, and we had that darn cat.
So I as a kid would stay up and watch watch Nick at Night sometimes, sure, especially on weekends. So I had a weird affinity for Taxi as a kid. So I knew him from that.
I don't know if Taxi with who?
With Danny DeVito, Tony Danza, Andy Kaufman.
I don't think I even know this.
Are you fucking kidding me? No, it's a TV show. It's not.
Oh,
yeah, it's like a
I definitely don't know it exists.
It is something else.
Tony Danza,
yeah.
Huh.
Fucking.
I was gonna play Resident Evil 2 tonight, but I think
you're gonna watch some old 70s sitcoms.
Follow it up with Matilda.
There you go.
Comic book accuracy, I gave him a 3 because man, the Penguin's horny. He's a little bit more business-like.
You have disappeared from the stream.
Oh, Really? Because I'm.
You straight up disappeared from the stream.
It's weird.
Oh, you just popped back in.
Huh.
Mute yourself. Okay. Okay. Now that we fixed that, take it again.
So the penguin becomes more businesslike the closer you get to modern penguin.
Okay.
This was 92, I think. The penguin was he was still like businesslike, but he was also sleazy. There's a comic I remember where he like kidnaps a soap opera actress that he's infatuated with.
Oh wow.
He's like, I will razzle dazzle you with my
oh no
array of bird themed jewelry.
Allow me to give you the old razzle dazzle.
And she's like,
Thanks.
Meanwhile, he's released birds all across. It's like literally Hitchcock's The Birds all across Gotham, and Batman's like, this sucks.
What the fuck, guys? I don't like anything about this.
So he's as horny as he was allowed to be in the comics at that time.
Okay, I have trouble with this 3 just because of the look, just the sheer.
He is more circus-y in the movie.
Yeah,
because the circus thing is completely Burton.
Yeah, I mean, like the flippers.
No, the flippers are. I think the flippers are accurate.
Are the flippers accurate? Really?
I thought they were. I think they are.
Huh.
The Penguin's never been one of my. I've never really enjoyed him as a character.
All right, fair enough.
So by the time he kidnapped a soap opera.
Apparently, that one stuck out to you. You know, I will acquiesce to your greater comic book knowledge on this.
Oh my god! Here we go.
You. This was all your idea.
Just because you talk about fucking Melissa McCarthy.
You have brought us because we weren't fucking ready to because
my brains had melted from my skull,
and it has brought us to this moment where now we have to talk about the ability in bed of this penguin.
Is it good? No. Is it a lot? Yes. Is it something that you would find in the back of a dungeon that you're like, we don't talk about what happens in that room, but if you want to try something real fucking weird,
you're going to sign a release first?
Sign a release. Last door on the left. Bring them up. And some fish.
Make sure you the fish. You have to have the fish.
You have to give him the fish first so he knows that you're friendly.
Yes. He has to warm up to you a little bit first.
If you don't, he bites your nose. It's
really it was just as you don't know. When I say bite, I mean you're gonna need reconstructive surgery.
Like, you have no idea how much blood will come out of your nose.
That's actually what the towels are for.
God damn it! Now I just imagine that scene in Batman Returns when they give him the fish. They're trying to like seduce him. Yeah, it doesn't work.
It doesn't work.
The nose.
So it has to be a 1, right?
See, I feel like to give it a 1 is kink shaming because he's so dirty. He's a dirty, dirty boy. I'm giving him a 2.
No. Okay. What? No. Wait. Christ.
Would I ever touch him? No. But does he have ability? Unfortunately, he wants it so much. Absolutely.
I think he's too eager.
That is a thing.
He's far too eager.
I've definitely run into that in my adventures. I had somebody like, I've wanted this for a long time, and then like bit my lip, and I'm like, ah!
Wait, hold on. Can we just talk? Ow, foreplay. No.
I'm keeping my 2.
Okay, you can keep your 2. I'm giving him a 1.
I also gave Danny DeVito, the actor, a 2.
I'll give him the 2 for sheer confidence.
Yes.
Like, anybody with Danny DeVito's confidence and willingness to just give it a try, holy shit. Just.
And, like, you will never feel uncomfortable about yourself
Because you'll just constantly be thinking about what he's doing.
Because he doesn't give a shit.
No.
So like he gives so little of a shit that you're like, oh, I can just let it all hang out.
Sure.
Let's never talk about this again.
Thank you. Talk about what? I've thrown this conversation into the Marianas Trench. What are you talking about?
What a delightful conversation we just had.
Okay, now fast forwarding to the part where we didn't fuck this up and do things out of order.
So Heath Ledger's Mr. the Joker.
Mr. the Joker. No, just call me Joker. Mr. the Joker was my father.
5.
Yeah, it has to be. It has to be a 5. Like
I think he's the only. Did he win the Oscar or did he get just nominated?
I think he was only nominated. I don't believe he won.
For comic book accuracy.
No, he was nominated. He was nominated but did not win.
That's some shit. For comic book accuracy, he is a 3, but retroactively. So
Oh, wait a minute. Hold on. Correction, he did win.
All right. Let's take it back. Heath Ledger, Mr. the Joker, 5. Absolutely 5.
Yeah, no, without any question, this performance is a 5. Like I know a lot of people have their feelings about this Joker, whether they're good or bad. Some people think that the performance is overrated because he died afterwards, but fuck that. This performance rules. He's absolutely incredible.
The amount of work that he put into the performance shows.
Shows. It comes across immediately.
And is Oscar winning.
Yeah.
He's the only actor on this list that has won an Oscar for that performance in their role.
Yeah.
As far as comic book accuracy, it's a 3, but retroactively, because after the introduction of this version of the Joker, the Joker kind of morphed into that version.
Yes. Yeah, that's how impactful this role was. Like, this performance was.
There's a graphic novel just called Joker.
Is it the
Brian
Azzarello?
Yeah.
Is it the last name? I've read that. It's a very, very good book.
Very good, very graphic.
Yes.
And what's really fucking weird is I read it like 2 times, and then like the third time I was like, oh, there's an assault scene in here that I completely missed because it's off page.
I don't remember that.
Yeah.
It's also been like a decade since I've read it, so
yeah, it's definitely there. And I was like, how did I? It doesn't matter. But it's and I that artist. I don't know how to say his name. It was Lee Bergeau or something like that.
Yeah.
His Batman, the way he draws Batman is the most realistic I think you can get.
Okay.
Man, actually, Pattinson's Batman looks a lot like him now I'm thinking about it.
I'm gonna have to go back and look again.
Yeah. Anyway, 3, definitely 3.
For comic book accurate.
Comic book accuracy.
Yeah, I'll take that.
Ability in bed. When I said earlier about like, there's a couple of characters on here that you wouldn't even make it to the bed because they'd probably like kill you and then laugh about it.
This is one of them.
This is the one.
Yeah. No, this is not the one. It's one of them. It's all of the Jokers. Any Joker.
I feel like Nicholson's might. It depends on the day.
It depends. Okay. It depends on the day. Sure.
But every day is a murder sex day for Heath Ledger's Joker.
I think it's just a murder day.
You're here and I'm murdered.
And now you're not. Okay.
Actor, however.
Oh God. Yeah.
Yeah, he's visually. As a neat person.
Yeah, he's a very well drawn man. Just no, absolute absolute hunk. He's a gorgeous man.
It's not even that for me. It's how charismatic he is.
Yeah. No, that's the way he carried himself was absolutely.
I think that from the very first time I saw him in 10 Things I Hate About You, I was like, this man's incredibly charming. Almost illegally so. Great. Mr. the Two-Face, played by Aaron
Eckhart. Oh man, I love this Two-Face.
I would like to see a Two-Face where he is the main focus at some point, but
I was a little sad that they killed this Two-Face. I was really hoping, after having watched it the first time, that the funeral was a complete farce, and that he was actually still out there somewhere.
Yeah, me too. Because Aaron Eckhart's a great actor.
Yeah, a fantastic actor.
And I as much as I do like Tom Hardy's Bane, which we'll get to, it's a controversial statement, I know.
A little bit.
I think the third movie revolving around Two-Face would have been the smarter choice. Anyway, I give him a 4. It doesn't quite knock it out of the park, but I think that's because he didn't get the screen time to do it.
I don't think he got the screen time to do it, and he's definitely overshadowed by Heath Ledger's Joker.
Yeah, absolutely.
And honestly, I think I wish we had even like one more scene between the two of them.
Yeah, because like a couple scenes together was really cool.
That hospital scene where Heath Ledger walks up in the nurse outfit and just like fucks with him, and like is so well executed. It is like an acting masterclass taking place in that moment there. Like, holy shit! Like, what a powerful fucking movie.
Unfortunately, not very comic book accurate.
It's not. No. Largely because his deformity, the impact of what he is experiencing is just limited to his face.
Mentally, he's not really impacted by it. I mean, he's a little like.
I mean, he's traumatized.
Yes.
He's not. There's not the duality there. Correct. There's not the. He's not going back and forth between like the Harvey side of himself and the Two-Face side of himself.
Yeah, his personality is not split because of the accident.
Mm-hmm.
Again, it's Nolan keeping it within the bounds of the Nolanverse,
yes,
which makes sense for the movie. Not super comic book accurate. Not quite like Bane.
Oh God, yeah, no, it's not Joel Schumacher Bane inaccurate, no, but it is definitely a departure though. It's a departure that works, but it's a departure.
This is another one I gave a 1 in the bedroom.
Yes, good Lord.
I don't imagine there's any.
No, you know what? It depends on the coin. Because this one actually listens to his fucking coin.
He'd ask like, so I'm gonna be spicy.
Ching. Vanilla.
Yeah.
What does it have to be? Is it the coin says missionary? I don't know what to tell you.
Oh shit. And then for Aaron Eckhart himself, I gave him a 2.
I would also give him a 2.
He's a good-looking fellow, but not particularly my cup of tea.
Sure. Yeah. No. I can definitely see why people would be attracted to him. Dude's well put together for sure, but
he's got too much bad energy for me.
You know, I feel that a little bit. Yeah.
If that's what you're into, great.
If you're into that, sure. Yeah, that's not my thing, but.
Well, I hope you enjoyed talking about The Dark Knight, because we are now leaving.
Moving on to the end of the Nolanverse.
Just going to go ahead and get her out of the way. Talia al Ghul.
Marion Cotillard,
who I think is a great actress, and I have no idea what happened here.
Oh, man.
And she's one of the 2 characters on this list that we know for sure fucks, because it happens with.
It happens. It's canonical. It's in the damn movie.
By a fireplace, if I recall correctly.
Hot.
Yeah. her performance. It's like I know it's not her.
It's not. It's like Nolan didn't know how to write this character.
Yeah. It's almost like he did want to make a third movie, and then he had to make a third movie.
Yeah, it's weird. I don't know what to say about this one. Like,
I put a square in the middle at 3.
That's what I was thinking, because she herself is such a talented actress that I think she does bring. I think she brings something to the role, but like,
it's fairly like by the numbers.
It is, yeah. It's kind of a cookie cutter performance, which is disappointing from her, and disappointing for somebody as important to the Batman mythos as Talia al Ghul.
Yeah, and I think they tried too many gotchas.
Yeah,
like they did the same thing with her daddy in the first one.
Yeah.
Like,
and I think that makes it a little easier to telegraph.
Yeah.
Especially considering like the amount of hype leading up to the film.
Like no, it's not a television.
Yeah, because this is all, because if I'm not mistaken, like this is all happening around the same time that like we're getting the no, Benedict Cumberbatch isn't Khan. What are you talking about in Star Trek?
Yeah.
And like, no, it's like that was the least kept secret in anything ever. It was just like, no, he's obviously Khan. Shut the fuck up. It was pretty clear going into this, like, oh, I bet she's Talia al Ghul. Like, all right, yeah, there it is.
It's fine.
Yeah.
You could have just said that. It was fine.
Could have just said that. Nobody was going to be shocked by that. I'm sorry. Just
you could have actually leaned into it a little bit.
Yeah, honestly.
That said, I don't think she'd be very good in bed.
You don't think so?
No, she doesn't want it.
I don't think she wants it, but I think she uses it.
Yeah, that's right. I think she's just like... And I think where that Bruce Wayne is at in his life, it wouldn't take much.
No. Good Lord, it wouldn't take much. Are you kidding me?
He's like, you like me? You want me? You want me? So I give her 1.
Do you want me to take suit off?
Where did the voice come from?
I can't help it. I'm just so happy.
I could beat... Oh, my bad. I got those mixed up. Her comic book accuracy was a 1. Her performance in bed was a 2.
Okay, that I buy more. That I absolutely think that's accurate.
To make my chart a little smaller because I'm not seeing the things at the top. She's nothing like the character in the comics.
Mm-hmm.
But she still gets it done.
Because I think the thing that's really missing there is, I mean, the development of any kind of real relationship between her and Bruce Wayne. Because like there actually is one, even though a lot of it is contingent on her wanting him to come back and fulfill her father's destiny. This is strictly a revenge-minded Talia, and you don't have the time or the effort put into developing that actual relationship.
I agree. So what would you say about her in bed?
What, the character?
Yeah.
No, I would go with that too, because again, I think it is largely performative for this character, but performing it well is part of her ruse. So she's gonna make it convincing for you.
Marion Cotillard, the actress.
Yeah, absolutely, yes.
I showed Belinda a picture of her in the film, and she's like, "Oh, she's cute." And then I showed her a picture of Marion Cotillard, the actress.
Just what she looks like regularly.
Oh
stunning, absolutely stunning. Yeah.
If you can hunt down the movie, I think it's called "I Dare You to Love Me" or something like that, or "Love Me If You Dare." It's.
I'm not familiar with that.
It's a French film. Which is why I can't remember the exact title because it was
sure
French. But it's like I say a rom-com, but it's more like sprinkling of com. But it's about these like two friends, these two kids growing up who they like dare each other to do shit, and they take it like deadly seriously.
Mm-hmm.
Like neither of them ever backs down from it. And then there's like a falling out. Then when they grow up, the game continues. It's very French and kind of hot.
Okay.
And also makes me sad. It's out of print though, so good luck finding it.
Oh, fun.
Yeah.
Fantastic.
Are you ready for some Bane?
I'm ready. I'm ready to get into Bane. Let's do this.
I don't know why I went a little Sean Connery in there. But...
You simultaneously went Tom Hardy, Bane, Sean Connery, and Buffalo Bill. Like what just happened?
What in my life has led me to this moment?
I mean, delaying Thunder Force led you to this moment, but
damn you, capitalism!
That's it. Capitalism made this happen. It's capitalism's fault.
Tom Hardy's Mr. Bane, Mr. the Bane.
Please call me Bane. My father's name was Mr. Bane. I'm going to make this joke, and with any opportunity I'm given.
So much. I really like Tom Hardy. Period.
More butter.
God, get stuck in my mouth. Or when they like pop out, they're kind of like little like bendy straws. Maybe because it suck up the butter.
You have to. It has to.
I drink it.
It has to be like melted, clarified butter.
Right.
Otherwise, you're gonna get like gunky problems in there.
I mean, you're gonna get gunky problems regardless.
Oh God, do I have to title this episode "Gunky Problems" now?
So I don't feel like I need to justify myself. The movie was not great. I did not enjoy the movie. It made me.
It's easily the weakest of this trilogy.
There are scenes I like.
Yes.
As a movie, I do not care for it.
Fair.
Do I like Tom Hardy as Bane? Yeah. I think he played the version of Bane he was given very well.
Yeah. I still wish they had gone with like an actual Hispanic actor to play Bane, but for the character as it was written, as he was given it, yeah, I think he did it all right. He did a good job.
I give him a 4.
I'd agree with that.
Comic book accuracy. Well,
2.
I gave him a 3 because he still is. He's a criminal mastermind in charge of an army of people that he uses to wear down the Batman in order to break his back.
Right. They did make good use of that storyline.
The mask was not accurate, but it was a mask.
It was a mask. There's no venom involved here.
No venom involved. And he is sort of kind of connected to Talia.
Is he connected to Talia in the comics?
Yes.
Okay. See, that I was not aware of.
It's not important. It was. I think it's like after Batman. Technically, it's Nightfall version of Batman, so it's Azrael, not Bruce Wayne.
Oh.
But after Azrael's like "fuck you" and like beats him, then he goes and hangs out with Talia.
Oh, I see. Okay,
something like that.
All right. So you're saying 2?
I said 3 out of 5. Or wait,
no, this is out of 3.
You shut up. Yes, I'm giving him a 2.
Okay, reasonable. I'm behind this.
I just want to walk a taxi with Danny DeVito.
You just want to see Andy Kaufman play a weird little foreign guy from an indeterminate country.
Yeah. Ability in bed, I gave him a 1. Because he would get out of breath. He would get winded real easily.
I mean,
like, you can't kiss.
You can't kiss. You know what? I'm gonna give him the Bob the Goon 2.
Okay.
Because I think he would work for it, and I think he would know how to use his hands.
He would know how to use his hands.
Yeah.
But he gives really nice neck massage.
Oh my God! Right? especially after all that butter. How many episodes in a row have we referenced Bronson?
At least 3. I think it's the third time. So, Graham Morrison, Bronson.
Or weird running references that we have going right now.
I did sneak in That Darn Cat. I think
you did. No, I did not miss that. You absolutely did. That's at least this. I think that's the second that darn cat that we've gotten.
Second or third.
I think there was a break. I don't think they were consecutive. Anyway.
Actors' inherent fuckability. Physically not my type, but like there's a vulnerability that appeals to me.
I would say 2. I would say probably not ideally my type, but I would.
Specifically if he was wearing his leathers from Star Trek Insurrection.
I still need to see that.
I don't. I have never watched it. I don't want to.
I'm genuinely curious. Like I actually do want to see it. Because that's the one that Simon Pegg co-wrote, right?
Am I thinking of the right one? I'm thinking of one from like the 2000s.
Oh no, you're right. I'm completely mistaken. I'm thinking Kelvin
Star Trek
verse.
Beyond is
that's the one I'm thinking of.
It's fine if you like dirt bikes in your Star Trek.
Am I
remembering that correctly?
Do 6 stunts? Yeah.
There's way more like actiony shit in it.
Yeah. No, I mean it's done by an action director, if I'm not mistaken. So.
Anyway.
Leathers.
Anne Hathaway. And how? She did a job that was a job.
I mean, I liked her Catwoman, but it wasn't a standout performance.
I had high hopes for her as Catwoman because
I did too.
Like her as an actress.
I really enjoy her as an actress. Like as we discussed during our little Les Mis side quest. Just
like, yeah. I like am teetering on a 3 and a 4 because like she's not bad, but like she doesn't do anything really remarkable.
3.5.
So we're going her 2 3.5s.
I'm willing to say 3.5 here.
Okay,
yeah,
there are only 7. Comic book accuracy. She's actually pretty accurate.
I thought so. I mean,
she does the thieving stuff. She does the seducing stuff.
The like ear goggle things were, I don't think.
No.
But they were neat.
I don't like them, but
I thought they were kind of neat.
Did she use a whip?
I can't remember.
She might lose a point for that. That's pretty important.
Yeah, maybe 2.
I think I'll give her 2.
2. All right. Oh,
ow. Ability and bet, however. I think she'd be pretty good.
Yeah, I think so there is a sensualness to this Catwoman. Not nearly on Michelle Pfeiffer levels, but I would still say probably 3.
Yeah, I would agree with that. I would for Anne Hathaway herself.
Yeah. No, yeah, absolutely, yes.
It's because of the 3 Catwomen that I wanted to get like a feminine input, but then Linda was also like, yeah. I was like, well,
again, you asked the town pervert.
I just the town pervert. Oh, she's been upgraded to town pervert. I don't
know. I just told pervert. Community, sure, whatever.
We've had an election, and the people have spoken. You are now our town's pervert.
She has an office down in the city county building.
In the basement.
Well, of course, they're not going to put that in an easily accessible place.
Now going in the complete opposite direction of anything I would ever want to touch with my wiener. Jared Leto.
Oh Christ! Yeah, we're into Suicide Squad here,
Sure
which the only reason we can really include this is because fucking Batfleck appears in the original Suicide Squad movie for like a second,
and it felt weird to not include some of his villains at some point.
Yeah,
but like I was not going to include Darkseid or Doomsday or.
We've already established Darkseid doesn't fuck. We're not.
Please see the episode "Heroes Don't Do That" if you want to know our opinions on Darkseid. And does he?
He did no, he doesn't. So does Ben Grimm though, and come on. wouldn't, but someone's
His
into
wife
that.
is blind.
There you go. Anyway, oh God, Jared Leto's Joker.
Let's talk about his performance for.
No, we're going to go in order here. So, up until the fucking reach around bit in the in the Snyder cut, I've always said his Joker is fine. I
defended that son of a bitch whenever they first released the image of him. I'm like, for the universe they've created, this image works. Do I like it? Is it my Joker? No. But we've already had Heath Ledger. We've already had Jack Nicholson.
Yeah, I
try something.
I tried to keep an open mind because I had a virulent reaction whenever they cast Heath Ledger, and I was objectively wrong. So I wanted to keep an open mind about it. And
I've enjoyed Jared Leto in other films before.
Yeah,
but then I appreciated his dedication. That's a lie. I thought I appreciated his dedication.
Oh, an important caveat.
It's amazing how many people have spoken out against method acting in the last couple of years.
I mean, I love Robert Pattinson's take on it.
Pattinson. Fuck. I was going to save a list so we could talk about, but I forgot.
It's nice to see that the method is being taken down a peg or two, because fuck it, just act.
1, you're doing it wrong. 2, try acting. Don't use it as an excuse to be a dickhead.
Yeah,
that's what Pattinson.
Pattinson pointed out that you only ever hear about people using it to play an asshole.
Yeah,
which anyone that I can think of that has done that is playing just a reprehensible piece of shit in most cases.
The actor who's going to be in the next Guardians of the Galaxy as I think Adam Shiny Boy.
Adam Warlock?
I think so.
I mean, I knew they were going to have him because they teased that at the end of Guardians 2. Did they announce who's playing him?
They did. I could be wrong.
I must have totally missed that, but
the actor who's in my head that you can't see.
Oh, him! Great.
He basically said the same thing. He's like, yes. I appreciate actors trying to give their all, but there's no reason to make a set uncomfortable or unsafe.
When we were in college, I did some theater work with an amateur group called Tossed and Turned.
Oh, I remember Tossed and Turned.
Yeah, that's actually that's where Scott and I really started to become better friends. Was through Tossed and Turned, and Scott wrote a 1-act play for one of our spring 1-act series, and he put a line in there because it was all very meta about the
We're talking about Scott,
Scott, yeah, our Scott, our Scott McGrath, our director of photography with Ramming Speed Pictures, who was on our Saving Christmas episode. He wrote a 1-act play that was very meta about the organization and whatnot. And at one point, he put it in a line about how friends don't let friends method act, and it was reliably every performance a big laugh line for the audience.
Thank you for sharing that. I was not aware of that story. God, I'd forgotten about Toss and Turn.
Yeah, it was fun. Anyway, that's the end of that thought.
Great. Jared Leto. I gave him a 2 for reasons I'm not entirely sure.
Yeah. For performance?
Mm-hmm.
No, that tracks.
Out of 5.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, that's fine.
I guess he wasn't he did perform a character that was appropriate for the world that he was in. Great. Are you also giving him a 2?
I'd second that too. Okay. He's fine, I guess. Given the context of that world and whatnot, and the fact that they tried to do something wildly different, they didn't try to just step on Heath Ledger's coattails.
Yeah. Comic book accuracy, however.
Oh, negative 4,000. Just no.
Oh, Will Poulter is playing Adam Warlock.
Oh!
I'm not familiar with him as an actor.
I'm familiar with him as a kid. So so that's it's still surprising. I know he's popping up more and more as like a grown man actor, and people love him, and I'm excited to see what he does with that role. But yeah. Where were we?
God, I really don't want to think about Jared Leto's performance in bed either. As
it can't. This Joker might be the worst in bed.
We do have one other Joker to cover.
Technically. I mean, technically correct is the best kind of correct. Thank you, Futurama. But this Joker, I think, is probably, as far as we know from what we've seen, probably pretty terrible. So I would say certainly.
Here's what I'm trying to imagine why Harley Quinn would stay with Joker. And I was like, the only way I can see her enjoying any kind of sexual interaction with this Joker is if it was all one-sided BDSM type stuff, where she is the recipient of.
He's a Christian Grey.
I threw up my mouth a little bit.
That's where you're going with this, though.
No.
It's.
Yes. Yeah. But he doesn't use safe words, and he's a Christian. He's a Christian Grey. I think Chris Grey had.
There were safe words that we talked about that. There were safe words in that.
It's like ham sandwich.
No, it was red and yellow. But this Joker's safe word might be ham sandwich. It's just. But he's got a big Mama Cass thing going on that they don't talk about in the film.
But he changes the sandwich per session.
Oh.
So if you forget. He just laughed.
He would do that. He would absolutely do that.
No, it was pastrami today. Fuck me.
You forgot about corned beef.
So we're going with ones here.
Yes. Of course it's ones. Their Jokers don't fuck good. Come on.
This might be controversial, but I gave Jared Leto's inherent fuckability, though he has gorgeous eyes, a 1 because he has a cult.
No, I was gonna say, if you give him a high rating, I'm gonna actually lose my shit, because though he tries to act like a fucking cult leader, and apparently has been engaging in
so much as do. He has an island where his super fans go and dress in white. And
you're right. No, he do. That is how the Jared Leto do.
We know how the story ends, Jared.
Yeah, no, we've seen it 1,000 times. God.
Just
you are not L. Ron Hubbard.
Do us a favor and spring for the Kool-Aid instead of the Flavor Aid.
No, please don't. No, don't. God damn it.
Hey, Will Smith is a person that I like more than Jared
So
Leto.
okay. Let's please move on to this because I actually do have feelings about this that we have to discuss.
I don't.
Okay.
Other than his accuracy to the comic, but he's not.
He's not. Yeah, no, because so my feelings on Will Smith's Deadshot is that Will Smith is not playing Deadshot. No. Will Smith is playing Will Smith with really good aim. That's it. He's not playing a character in this fucking movie. It's just him. It's all of his same affectations from his everyday life.
He's not a smarmy douchebag hitman for hire.
No, he is absolutely 100%. Just him. You can watch any of his other movies. You can watch any interview with him, and it's just him. Yeah. Except he shoots guns good.
At any point that you meet Deadshot in the comic, you want to punch him in the face.
Yeah. You don't want to punch Will Smith in the face. It's just he's Will Smith. He's just
So performance, I didn't know. I guess I like Will Smith, so I gave him a 4 because I like him.
I would say a 3 because he's just him. He's just him. He's not playing anybody.
You've convinced me. Fuck you, Will Smith. You're getting a 3.
I have nothing against Will Smith, but he's absolutely 100% not playing a character there. And I know he's capable of playing actual characters. Yeah. Hell, he just won an Oscar for playing a character, for playing another person. No.
For comic book accuracy, I gave him a 2 specifically because, I keep forgetting this is out of 3.
Is that a 3?
Oh, man, I don't know because the costume's dead on.
I was gonna say, are you doing this specifically because of the costume and the aim?
He do aim good.
He do aim real good though.
But not smarmy douchebag.
No.
I think I'm gonna give him a 1.5.
You know what? I'll take it. I'll take a 1.5.
Ability in bed. It's Will Smith.
It's Will Smith.
Three.
I'm gonna say a 2. I'm gonna say a 2.
He's a little wrapped up in his own head.
Yes. Yeah.
Actually,
Well,
yeah. As soon as I'm like, nah, he's got some shit on his place.
Yeah. Yeah. I think it's fair to say he's a 2.
Well, I guess we've already.
We kind of skipped over. Yeah. These are the same. These are the same because he's not playing Deadshot.
Wonderful. Let's move on to the phenomenal Harley Quinn, played by Margot Robbie.
Margot Robbie. Performance. Now, are we limiting this to David Ayer's Suicide Squad?
I was just about to bring that up because I still liked her a lot in it.
I think she was objectively the best part of that movie.
Yeah. But I think her performance with the character only got better with time.
Yes, particularly in Birds of Prey and in James Gunn's The Suicide Squad.
Yes.
Yeah.
I think we got to go with, since we're going with like the time period of which the actors were playing.
Yeah.
The character.
And there's no Batman in the other ones.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sorry, Margot Robbie.
Yeah. You've really made that character your own, but like
whatever Marvel or whatever DC does with Discovery, if they get rid of you, I will riot.
Oh my God. That'd be the worst decision.
Yeah. Comic book accuracy, it's another one where it's a 3, but it's more like retroactively.
Yeah, because this look influenced the comics after the fact.
Yes, like she was already kind of going in that direction, so it's not quite as drastic of a change.
Sure.
But like, yeah, it's a 3.
Yeah.
Ability in bed. She's the other character we've seen have the sex on screen, not in this particular movie, but in the Scuba Sky Squad, with the prince from.
Oh, I forgot about that. Yeah.
It's pretty spicy, which is why I gave it a 3.
Yeah, I mean, we are going. Well, I mean, this is a continuation of the same character.
I don't imagine her sexual prowess changed drastically. I mean,
getting to experience it without this Joker, though.
Yes,
I think that might help her grow to a 3. Maybe at this point 2.
I'm gonna keep her at a 3 because she's still got that sparkle in her eye.
I'll acquiesce to your 3. Okay. Yeah, I'll go with you.
We're also allowed to have different scores.
Yeah, I mean we are, but at the same time, like I can kind of see what you're saying there.
However, if you do give her anything less than a 3 as far as the actor's inherent fuckability, the show is canceled.
I mean, I would have to throw myself into a sewer. I think I would be lying if I were saying I did not find Margot Robbie extremely attractive.
Did you ever see I, Tonya?
No.
First of all, it's a fantastic movie. But like even with like crazy poofy 90 hairs, nutso ice skater, I'm like, I'm not. Yeah, I mean, frills and all.
Yeah.
Tonya Harding.
Tonya Harding. Yeah.
It is a really good movie. Sebastian Stan plays a really good dumbass.
Oh, I didn't realize he was in that.
Yeah. I think he plays
I'm gonna have to track that down. Then that's awesome.
We are on to our final Batman.
We're at our Pats.
We're on our Pats.
Okay, our Bats. Bats.
Let's talk about the Joker.
Pat. Joker. Oh, okay. Well, we're jumping directly to unnamed Arkham inmate.
Yeah.
Okay. Who's obviously the Joker and who.
Man, what if
Matt Reeves has confirmed is who we think it is?
He pulled he was like, just kidding.
Calendar Man, motherfucker! It's been Calendar Man all along!
I could, like, the way that
Do it, you
his
cowards.
teeth are, what if he's like, yeah, it's just like a really wimpy Killer Croc.
Oh, man. It was like Killer Croc starting to transform in some way. No, he's actually in Arkham right now because he bit a guy.
Yeah, he bit a guy.
He bit people.
So this is the Joker played by Barry Keoghan. Is that how you say his name?
Barry Keoghan. Keoghan.
Okay.
I'm a bad Irish person. Irish, right? Yeah, I'm a bad Irish person when it comes to last names. It's
Barry.
I want to say it's Keoghan.
I think you're right. We see him very briefly within the movie. He's speaking with Riddler.
Mm-hmm. There was also a deleted scene where he's speaking directly with Batman as well, but that's a better
look at him.
Yeah, I mean, he's horribly disfigured. It seems.
You think Heath Ledger's Joker is the furthest they would go with the film?
No,
and they went way past. That was the one that one had the biggest reaction to. She's like, oh my god, no.
Yeah, no, he's absolutely off-putting. Just like face is like. It's just ground beef.
I've seen the actor in two things. He was in Chernobyl. He was great.
I've not seen Chernobyl. I know him from Eternals.
And then I saw him in Eternals.
Yeah. I liked him in Eternals.
I liked him. His character arc was not what I expected.
I think his like departure off like to fuck off into the woods was an interesting turn. Mm-hmm. Fucked up morally, but
which is why I'm like, okay, I'm interested to see what you do with the Joker.
Mm-hmm. They could have complete side note, but they could have developed his relationship with Makari a little bit better in that movie, I think. But then again, it's like it's another 3-hour movie where there's just a whole lot going on and a big cast to work with.
With the Eternals, I'm like, the way for this movie to work for me is for it to be twice as long as it is. And I don't want to sit here for that long.
That was a good movie. I
enjoyed it.
Yeah. I really I enjoyed it more than I thought I was going to. Honestly,
I want to see more of those characters, and I hope it gets a sequel.
I do too. Yeah, I want to see the fallout of what happened to Cersei at the end, and I want them to go forward with Dane picking up that sword.
Agreed.
Yeah. Anyway, Barry Keoghan as this apparent Joker, though. I don't think we get enough to really like get a sense for the character in terms of comic book accuracy, or unless the reveal later on is that his face is locked up in GCPD or something somewhere.
They
go like the New 52 pre-Death of the Family.
They're even. Moving a little further up that timeline, there is a point where Joker's face, basically, he swims through Batman bombed area. Batman like set up like some booby traps.
Oh, sure.
And Joker's like, I don't give a shit.
He's Joker. Why would he?
His face is so gnarly when he comes out of that.
Oh, so it could be something along those lines too. Yeah. Though, I mean, for what they're doing with this Batman right now, that doesn't make sense.
No, although, it's all speculation.
Yeah.
For his performance, I put it as a 4 because I was like, I'm very invested in these scenes, even if you were not the Joker.
Mm-hmm.
Like the actor's performance.
As soon as he started talking, I leaned forward.
Yeah.
Like he drew me back into I was expecting the movie to just wrap up and be over then, but he pulled me back to the edge of my seat again, thinking like, oh, what's this? What are they setting up? And then as soon as he said the word clown, I thought, oh, okay, that's what they're setting up.
Right.
Which cool. I mean, like I'm not against seeing another iteration of the Joker, but also do a fucking Calendar Man, you cowards. Do it.
Where's my killer moth?
Oh my god. Condiment Man, let's go.
Cast Paul Dini as Condiment Man.
Oh my god, yes. That would fucking roll.
If I don't have a Condiment Man action figure on my shelf before I die, why did I even live? What a
stupid rogues gallery. Holy shit.
Some real winners in there. So I give him a 4 for his performance because it was very short, but I was really into it.
Sure. Yeah, I'm willing to go with that. Like it feels a little weird giving a 4 out of 5 to such a short thing, but I don't know.
We also gave a 4 to Joe Chill.
Did we?
Sure.
All right, fuck it. Complaint withdrawn. We're fucking stupid. I don't know.
As far as comic book accuracy, that was a little harder to answer.
Yeah, that's the thing. Is like we don't have enough to go on there. I think that's not applicable at this point.
Based upon the actor's build, he's pretty tall and thin, right? So he's a little bit more of the Arkham Asylum Joker.
I'm not sure. I'm not sure how tall he actually is.
It might just be the costume they had in Eternals.
Yeah, could be.
The face deformation, it is something that happens in the comics, but like they almost give him the extreme version of a Chelsea grin where his teeth go the whole way up. And they're like, I think they're pointy, which is not a
Were they pointed? I don't recall.
I think his like back teeth were sharpened, but
that's a weird set of teeth to sharpen. Anyway, I'll have to watch the movie again. Now that it's streaming, I'll have to watch it again.
I want to give it a 1.5.
I'll take it. I think yeah, just going straight down the middle until we know more, I think is reasonable.
His ability in bed, 1. I don't even want to talk about it.
I don't even want to think about it. Why are we? What are we talking about? Why are we here? Who are you?
Who am I? Mom. Actor's fuckability. He's not my type personally.
Not really. Yeah, not mine either. Seems like a cool guy.
Seems like a nice guy.
Yeah,
I thought he was everything I've seen him in. I've liked him in.
I can see why somebody would.
I gave him a 2, just because again, right down the middle.
Yeah, that's fair.
Great, wonderful. Let's talk about somebody that's somehow even more uncomfortable. Paul Dano.
Oh my god, I mean, Paul Dano, I think, just tries to be uncomfortable in a lot of what he acts in. He does it quite well.
That's the thing. I was trying to, and Belinda asked me this too. She's like, does he only play uncomfortable characters? I was like, from the handful of movies I've watched him in, he's always great, but I always am uncomfortable.
Yeah.
So I gave him a 5 for performance.
Yeah, I would give him a 5. I think some of his like wailing and screaming is a bit much, but overall, yeah, this portrayal of Riddler was, I think, both very effective, very well executed, and also just so unsettling.
Yes.
Like I can see the argument that some people are making that they're just doing Heath Ledger's Joker again in some ways, and like he does some similar things compared to Heath Ledger's Joker, but I think the character itself is unique.
I agree. And not that it even needed to be said, but the character being inspired by specifically David Fincher's Zodiac.
Yeah.
Like, yeah.
No shit.
No shit.
You practically have Ted Cruz's face plastered on your forehead there, but we know.
So I just remembered that I've discovered that you can buy the Riddler mask for like $5 online.
Yeah, you sure can.
Uncomfortable. It's a little too cheap.
Yeah.
As far as comic book accuracy,
no,
you're right, like you're dead one. Like Jim Carrey's
arguably 0. It is a Riddler almost entirely divorced from the comics.
He does.
It's only once you take the mask off of him that I'm willing that it's like you start to kind of get pulled back into that world with him.
I mean, even the Riddler's not charming.
No
in comics, but he is like
the Riddler. I think is the most punchable Batman villain in the world, as evident
of the main rogues gallery.
If my recent playthrough of Batman Arkham Knight is any indication, he is easily the most punchable villain.
So smarmy.
Oh God, insecure little motherfucker. Just
his portrayal in the Arkham games is fairly accurate.
Oh yeah,
He's not quite as homicidal in the comics.
He's pretty vicious.
Yeah.
He's pretty vicious in the Arkham games. I mean, right down to like having like henchmen like killed and posed it to like reenact some shit.
I mean, that's the whole like Arkham universe. Though, it's a little bit more.
It's definitely darker. Yeah, absolutely. It's just the Batman the Animated Series team just kind of going wild a little bit. Dini doing some fucked up shit.
So for comic actually 1, for ability in bed 1.
Oh no, he's 0. He doesn't fuck. He's an incel. He doesn't fuck.
What? I kind of made a roll to make it a 0, but like honestly, yeah, you're right.
Absolutely, absolutely doesn't fuck. No. It probably repulsed by the idea.
Actor's fuckability. He is about as far away from something I'd want to.
Yeah, definitely not my type.
But I don't think he's like.
Yeah, and that's the thing. I'm not saying that Paul Dano's like a repugnant fucking chud. Like,
if Jared Leto, who I think is aesthetically more pleasing than Paul Dano, were to be like, "Hey, I will bone you," and Paul Dano's like, "We can cuddle him." Oh yeah,
I'd cuddle Paul Dano. I would
cuddle.
Yeah, no, fuck Jared Leto shit. I would just platonically cuddle Paul Dano.
I imagine that he would be in the top 5 most interesting people to talk with on this list. Like I feel like I could have a really great conversation with him.
I think he would be very interesting to talk to. Yeah. I think he would be Hey, if you're listening, he's not listening. Just
Paul Wire, he's on our podcast.
He's right behind me, isn't he? Well, children, let me tell you the story about the time I was garroted by Paul Dano.
So what are we giving Paul Dano as far as bone ability?
2.
Yeah,
I don't know.
I feel bad.
Yeah, like he's not my type, but like I can see why people would be attracted to him, and I'm not going to fault anyone for that by any stretch of the imagination, you know.
Carmine Falcone.
Now,
John Turturro.
My God.
He's always been a phenomenal actor. I didn't know he could scare me.
He scared the shit out of me in this movie. Holy hell.
He commits the least amount of physical violence.
Pretty much
any of the characters.
And he is still like the most imposing character by far. It's astounding.
I know he's a good actor, but like, why doesn't he get more A-list recognition?
Well, because he's occasionally willing to do just like the goofy Adam Sandler bullshit here and there, which is fine. There's nothing wrong with doing that. But
he did make a sequel to his character specifically from The Big Lebowski.
He did do a movie for the Jesus as well. Yes, that is also a thing that fucking happened because anybody asked for that.
He just wanted
to do it. That was entirely a passion project for him.
I can't stop thinking of him licking that bowling ball.
Oh my God. I'm just imagining him like cleaning it between his legs. It's just
I love him so much.
He's so good. I fucking love John Turturro.
But like the range on this guy. Holy shit.
He's so fucking talented. This is a 5. This performance is absolutely a 5. I would give it higher if I could. The gravitas is just
Also 3 out of 3 as far as comic book accuracy.
Yeah, you mentioned he's like 1-to-1.
Yeah, he visually even like his head's a little more angular in the comic, but like that's it. Like that's the only difference, really.
Yeah, it's man.
He's a little bit more Italian in the comics.
Sure.
But
yeah, I'm not surprised there. That means you're going to go. You're going mob boss. You're going to lean Italian. That's just bound to happen.
But like, yeah, I don't want to say anything else as far as like accuracy goes. I guess like spoilers. But,
sure.
However, would not want to go anywhere near him in bed.
No, God, no. He's terrifying. No,
like we've already said, the Jokers don't fuck.
Yeah,
and you'd probably end up dead.
Yeah,
but like I also feel like he would have you killed. Maybe not immediately.
Like he would fuck.
Yeah,
but I would constantly be worried that like down the road, like my brakes aren't gonna work anymore.
Right.
Like I'm gonna leave his apartment and start my car, and then boom, just
I was conflicted about what to put for John Turturro himself.
Again, not my type, but again, I can see why people would be into him, particularly now. I feel like like young John Turturro, I see why people would be into him then, but like John Turturro now, I think like
he's not aged into.
He's aged very gracefully, like almost in a Goldblum kind of way, but without Goldblum's wackiness and like avant-garde weirdness.
So I give him a 2, middle of the road.
Sure, I'd accept that.
Now we're on to our second penguin.
Our Colin Farrell penguin.
Who I also thought was phenomenal.
I really liked him. I did not expect to like him. I thought that this was, again, questionable casting. I thought it's like, wow, they're resorting to all these weird prosthetics for him that are like, I don't know. But no, he nailed it. Like, I really genuinely loved this performance.
Between his performance in Bruges and I think 7 Psychopaths was him.
I think so, yeah.
They're both Martin McDonagh films.
I still need to see In Bruges.
It's phenomenal.
That's all I ever hear is that it's fucking great.
It's like somehow very funny and also like so melancholy, miserable.
Great, right up my alley.
Yeah.
Fuck me up with sadness. Let's go.
And then, and I didn't really care for this season of True Detective, but in season 2 of True Detective,
oh god, he was interesting in it. Good. Yeah, I did not finish that season. Yeah.
So I have no doubt that he was going to be good. I didn't know how he was going to be portrayed because he was like, I was only there for a couple of days.
Yeah. I think I was convinced that like he was going to be okay. Like I didn't expect him to be bad by any stretch of the imagination.
But he brought it.
He fucking brought it. Like he didn't need to go that hard.
He really didn't.
This is like Phil Collins on the Tarzan soundtrack. Like my god, dude.
Like especially in the car chase, he really goes for it.
Holy shit! Yeah, no, it's just which like that whole scene, that was probably the best car chase I've seen in a movie in years.
Probably since Baby Driver.
I still haven't seen Baby Driver.
Which it's wild to me that fucking Edgar Wright would make such a great car chase movie. It's
kind of bonkers in a way, but it's also Edgar Wright. Guy? Yeah.
The fucking World's End guy?
Yeah.
He can do car chases too? Whoa.
I'm convinced Edgar Wright can do fucking anything. I still need to see Last Night in Soho, but like he's just such a meticulous filmmaker that like I'm sure he could do anything. We're getting off topic, but
we've
yet again ended up going down a right hole, and
so his Penguin I gave 5. Like I was like,
it's a 5.
That was amazing.
Yeah, the moment whenever. The moment when Batman and Gordon are interrogating him and they like show him the picture and he's like, oh, why are you showing me that? So I'm just like, that's gold. I fucking love this.
You were talking about him criticizing their Spanish.
That was also amazing. It's the worst fucking Spanish I've ever heard.
You have like 2 of the best detectives in DC Comics being like,
It's so fun. The fact that he gets to just rip into them for being stupid as hell for missing that.
Oh my god.
It was so funny. And then they left him there shackled so he gets to do his little shuffle, his little waddle. Just
like a penguin.
Like a penguin.
Comic book accuracy, I gave him a 2.
Fair.
He's a little too Italian mob.
Sure.
Goon.
I think there's a number of different influences going into this penguin. So you kind of have like the kind of haggard looking like Arkham version, like Arkham game version of Penguin, but taller.
I'm being honest, I didn't really care for the Arkham Asylum version of Penguin.
So by Arkham Knight, they've they've added a lot more detail because like obviously the game systems have gotten more powerful.
Yeah.
So like his face is a bit more like rough hewn and haggard, and you also see a lot less of him, which kind of helps.
Yeah.
He's not terribly involved in the game, even though he's like in the opening cinematic. Regardless,
but I can see the connection between that iteration of the Penguin and Colin Farrell's iteration.
Right. Yeah. The only difference there is that you don't have that Cockney effect that he has throughout those games, which they actually make fun of in like the henchmen and militia chatter you hear throughout the game. You hear some people be like, "Oh yeah, no, his family's like Gotham royalty. Like he got that accent at school if it's even real." Like, people were just ragging on him for his fucking accent the entire game, which is amazing.
Makes it so worth it.
Yeah, it's pretty good.
I love the goon chatter.
Oh, the goon chatter is like easily one of my favorite parts of those games. Anyway, I think they're getting a balance of like that. They're getting a balance of that Penguin and the Gotham Penguin a little bit. Yeah, because that Penguin is much more like mob business oriented, and it is about him coming up in the ranks and becoming a crime lord in his own right, given way different portrayal because that actor is it
Robin something?
He
was the only reason I watched more than one episode.
He's easily, I think, him, Riddler, and Zaz, best parts of that show.
Zaz? I may have.
He's in it from the start.
Okay, then yeah.
Well, because he's also, again, he's clothed the entire time. Right. So you have to remember it's all pre-Batman. So
right. And like the actors in that show were not the problem I had. It was
it's the writing and directing. Terrible. Though I would also argue Jim Gordon, the guy who played him, was a bit wooden. Like his performances weren't always that great. Like I always liked more when they got away from him. He got better as the show went on, but
never made it.
B.D. Wong is an amazing Hugo Strange.
I can see that.
He was a very good Hugo Strange. And I will say I fucking powered through the entirety of that show. I have to use this for something. I'm going to turn this into content for a second because I did suffer through the entirety of that fucking series. The finale ends because they swore up and down like, no, this isn't a Batman origin story. It absolutely became a Batman origin story. What? Yeah, surprise. So the final episode ends like the last 10 minutes of it. You finally get him in the bat suit. Like they do a time jump forward, and like Penguin and Riddler are the crime lords that they are, and the criminals that they are, and so on and so forth. And then they get fucking busted by Batman. And if just that 10 minutes is like the best fucking pilot for a Batman TV show that I've ever fucking seen.
I want to see that 10 minutes.
Look up that 10 minutes. Yeah, it's worth just looking up that 10 minutes.
And they use the same actors for Penguin.
Same actors for everything, including Bruce. Yeah.
Wait, really?
Yeah.
But he was a little bit.
No, the show went on for like 6 seasons. He aged. He fucking Daniel Radcliffe. Yeah.
Weird.
Yeah, right?
I feel old.
Anyway, I feel like there's some of that influence coming into Colin Farrell's, but executed for much better effect in the world that Matt Reeves is putting together here.
But would you fuck him?
No.
No.
No, he's arrogant and repugnant. No.
Fucking disgusting. I'm still scared for my life, not as much as Carmine, but
no, not nearly at the level of Carmine. But like, there's a threateningness there inherent in him, and I mean that would certainly keep me from taking my pants off around him.
How about Colin Farrell, the man?
Maybe maybe. It's one of those things where it's like, man, I didn't think I would, but I think
you have to
think about it, like
that Irish Lil.
I mean, yeah, that's pretty good. That's pretty good.
I think honestly, the only thing that's holding me back is he's kind of aged out of my personal.
No, I'm not sure if that's gonna like. Usually, an age gap is a bit much for me, like that. But I might make an exception. In
Bruges era,
I might make an exception and say yeah, but yeah.
Just go and put that on.
All right.
Oh my god, we're finally down to the last.
We're at the end. We're at the end here.
Okay.
Yeah,
we have one final character who's like
Alfred.
Alfred. What was the like maid that shows up in 2 scenes? Doris.
Oh yeah, Doris or something. Like, who the fuck was she?
Honestly, I really like that because I'm like, how the fuck is Alfred doing all of this?
You know, I do like that. There's actually a nod to like, no, it's not Alfred doing fucking everything. Yeah. Just like, thank you for that.
I've always thought like, there's no way this old man is dusting every single fucking room in Wayne Manor.
Yeah, for real.
So Doris, 5 out of 5. Hell yes.
Good lord.
Downtown, Catwoman.
Do we consider her a villain in this?
Did I want around 30? Yes. She does.
Oh, you did want around 30, yeah.
She does steal things. She does break.
Oh, that's true. She does do some B&E. Yeah. She is initially confronted as an obstacle to the investigation.
Yeah. Would I go out of my way to arrest her? Not now. Although she did chuck a guy off a roof.
She did
generally frowned upon.
Yeah, it's not.
Was he a slimy, corrupt police officer?
Yeah.
But if everyone you had an issue with, you threw off a building, we'd all have to have really good umbrellas.
Umbrellas wouldn't even like do it. You'd have to have like you'd constantly have Pope-mobiles could do it, like Segway Pope-mobiles.
Mm-hmm.
Or like everybody just kind of commits to like being each other's palanquin with the exception of no one sitting in it. You're just using it as cover. So everyone's all like collectively all the time carrying a palanquin as head cover.
What if...
No, that's just a big umbrella that everyone's having to carry. This is a dumb idea.
What are
this is stupid
that they have at airports that like are kind of like fast walking runway things?
Oh, like the moving walkways?
Yeah. We have those on every sidewalk.
That clear away the people who've been thrown.
Yeah. And then
so you can get kind of Futurama with this then. So so they land. Mm-hmm. It has to detect that it's like the body is obviously gonna lay there and be present for a little while because obviously if you're throwing somebody off of a roof, you're trying to send a message. So you have to give somebody a little bit of time to catch the message, and for the conveyor belt to determine, oh, this has no vitals. So if you just decide to take a nap on the sidewalk, it's not sweeping you off into the kill machine or like mulcher composter. It's not composting you at the end of the block.
Just try to take a nap, and here I am feeding vegetables.
Yeah, woke up dead in a garden.
I only had a nickel for every time.
I'm gonna haunt these fucking cucumbers. Just it's got dark.
I'm really gonna secret window these fucking.
No.
It all comes back to John Turturro, baby.
As it should, as everything should.
So that was our secret pitch for
Secret Window 2.
For Secret Window 2.
Oh God, I didn't think we were gonna do any of this today. So her performance
was excellent.
Yeah, honestly, I think she might be my favorite on-screen Catwoman. Like Michelle Pfeiffer's fucking incredible, but Zoe Kravitz killed it.
She is so accurate to the character that like as much as I love Michelle Pfeiffer's Catwoman, I think she might be too. The only thing that's holding me back from saying like 200% absolutely is her costume's kind of stupid.
I don't think her costume's stupid. I think that the little mask thing she does is stupid.
The mask thing, I don't like it when it's the whole way over her head.
See, I was fine with it when it was the whole way over her head. I didn't like her mouth being weirdly uncovered. I was like, who does that? That's weird.
Yeah. And this is something I only noticed because action figures, but they gave her kind of like a weird thong looking thing. Like she's almost wearing her underpants on the outside.
Hot?
I guess to each their own.
Look, it's the hottest thing about Superman. It's the hottest thing about this Catwoman. What? That's false. Everything I just said was false.
either everyone wears their underpants on the outside or no one does.
But Quail Man,
Yeah.
he wears his underpants on the outside. No one else
I didn't
does.
say I had a problem with it.
But you just oh, okay. God damn it!
Oh boy. Yeah, 5 out of 5.
Absolute 5.
Crushed it. Comic book accuracy, aside from not wearing a cat mask.
Yeah. I can live without that.
Yeah.
That's fine.
She even has her version of a whip.
Yep.
And like cats. She has cats.
She had cats. She had a bunch of cats. It was great.
I don't remember Anne Hathaway having cats.
I don't recall. I don't think she did either. And did Michelle Pfeiffer have cats, or was she just like covered in cats?
Yes and yes.
Okay. I couldn't remember if she actually had a cat.
She had a kind of an open door policy with cats.
That's what it was. Okay. Yeah. So she just kind of let strays wander in.
She had like her cat.
Yeah.
But then like whichever cats come in.
Yeah, sure. Yeah, no, the fact that this Catwoman, like from the get-go, just had a bunch of cats is wonderful. Yeah. And the fact that we got like the in-bowl like camera view of some of them, it was so good. Made me so happy.
Also, it was pointed out to me that she's probably bisexual, which I don't know how I missed that.
So yeah, you mentioned to me that after you watched it, it was like, yeah, I read that her character's supposed to be bi. I didn't see it, and I watched it. I was like, how did you not see it?
Don't know.
She goes into the apartment shouting, "Babe!"
I'm an idiot.
Like it was pretty damn apparent. Which actually was one complaint about the character. She couldn't have had like 1 or 2 nails on one hand trimmed just like for courtesy. That's all of her nails were razor sharp.
In my defense, none of that. That should have been obviously.
Yeah.
I was distracted by her. Fair.
Very fair.
Which is why I only really noticed it the second time I watched it.
Like, yeah, I don't think I saw it. Oh.
She's definitely...
Yeah. Yeah, no, absolutely.
Anyway. How was she in bed?
3.
Could have been a 3.5 if she'd cleaned his nails.
Seriously, just like I don't imagine that her girlfriend would appreciate that.
Fuck me. If you're a femme person who does lesbian things with femme people, and you have sharp nails, let us know how you do that.
I mean, I think the answer is carefully. You have to be real. You just have to be real intentional about where those points are going.
I guess.
Just
this is not as uncomfortable as Frost Dick, but I do want to move on.
Fair.
Zoe Kravitz.
Yeah, hot as hell. Good lord.
Uncomfortably so.
Uncomfortably so?
Like, she's so attractive that I regress.
You become like a middle school kid, like sweating in the corner again.
Yeah. What's the word for when you find something so cute you want to bite it?
What?
There's a cuteness aggression.
Okay, no, I am familiar with the idea that you're talking about. I don't know there was a word for it.
There is, yeah. I think it's called cuteness aggression. Really, this is so cute, I want to like eat.
Except it's so hot that I want to become an awkward little shit in the corner and just doesn't know what to do with his hands.
The meme of Jordan Peele just sweating.
Amazing.
So 3.
Yeah.
Great. Let me let's go ahead and take a break.
We'll take a break and we'll tabulate some scores here, and then we'll let you know like who ended up being ranked the best and who was ranked the worst, and then we'll have some other things to discuss that are not this. Oh.
All right. So where did I stop before? I think I stopped at. We stopped right before the Nolanverse, I think.
We stopped right before the Nolanverse, yes. It's so nice to have movies in theaters again.
I very much missed it.
So goddamn much. Like, given like the world is still dangerous and there's still a pandemic raging, but it's nice to feel safe enough to like know that I can like just put a mask on and go to a theater and still and have that experience back. Like I would have been so upset if I couldn't see this Batman movie in theaters.
Oh my god. Like, was it kind of goofy to see it in theaters again right before it was on HBO Max? a little bit, but it was also pretty nice to see it on the big screen again.
Yeah. I wish I had. Oh wait, no, I did see Dune on the big screen. I wish I could have seen Mitchell's versus the Machines on the big screen, but that's a Netflix one, so. Oh God. Also, like the last 3 Pixar movies, I would have liked to have seen on the big screen, but
I dream of one day being rich enough to have my own theater like Tarantino.
Oh my God.
I can just like program it myself, and I'm like, oh, I feel like watching a movie. I guess I'll go downstairs and watch a movie. It's interesting to see the scores that actually go down because you've convinced me otherwise.
I've managed to talk you out of your madness from a couple days ago. Oh, I forgot to mention it at the time, but Matt chimed in to remind us that he also loved Bronson.
Oh, does he?
Yes.
Stoyanov. I don't know.
Stoyanov,
I keep thinking that Toaster.
I mean, that'd be fun. I'd love to see him pop up in the chat.
I think because he's such a comic book nerd, my brain's just like, oh yeah, he would.
Yeah, obviously it'd be him.
Also talk about the fuckability of Jared Leto.
He would, though.
Sure, you like that scene where, oh my god, Ed Norton beats the ever living shit out of him. That was a pretty good scene.
Oh, in Fight Club? I mean, yeah, that's satisfying. Oh, that's a bit of news I missed. The guy that directed Free Guy is going to direct Deadpool 3.
Huh. Weird. I didn't see Free Guy.
I haven't either. I think it's on Disney Plus.
I think you're right.
I've heard good things about it. Lindsay loved it. She said she cried. which that could have been for any number of reasons.
I heard that it is pretty good, but not mind-blowing.
I mean, I'm fine with pretty good. I'll take a pretty good film featuring Ryan Reynolds and Taika Waititi.
Yeah, absolutely.
Oh, Matt, you didn't know that Jared Leto's a cult leader? Yeah. Yeah, he hosts these like VIP meet and greet sessions for 30 Seconds to Mars fans. And it's all really fucking weird. Like white robes. He is like presented as though he is like this worship figure.
He looks like Jesus.
He puts on the full like he puts on this weird Jesus like performance. It's really fucking uncomfortable, and he largely uses it as a way to he uses it as a way to like groom fans, basically, as like followers and in other inappropriate ways. Like, the dude's a fucking creep. It's ridiculous. It's like I read about all this shit now, and it's like, man, I've defended you all these times for like your stupid performances and your shitty emo band. It's just fucked up. It's so deeply fucked up. Should I see if I can find a good source for further reading? If you just search Jared Leto cult on Google, there's just some of the headlines are absolutely ridiculous. Just the truth about Jared Leto's bizarre cult. Do Jared Leto and 30 Seconds to Mars have a cult? Everything we know about Jared Leto's cult. The untold truth of Jared Leto.
So we're going to do an episode on Jared Leto's cult.
I mean, we'll probably delve into this in another second unit thing for season 2. It is a little Jim Jonesy. Yeah.
Yeah. Do you think that his office would accept a Sam's Club bulk order of Flavor Aid if I sent
I don't want to do that. I really don't want to do that.
Dear Jared.
Oh, God.
I thought you were pretty good in some of these films. Really wish you hadn't been the Joker.
Yeah.
Here's some Flavor Aid.
What's the Instagram chat doing?
Nothing.
That's wow, count me in.
Yeah, shit, I don't think anybody's even on there.
Okay. All right, are we ready to jump back in and wrap this up?
I sure as shit am.
Yeah, because we've been doing this for 3 hours.
Holy fuck. Who knew we could talk so much about boning?
Couple of fucking perverts.
Wonderful. Hey, welcome back to DeRazzled, the show that talks about uncomfortable sex.
Repeatedly, apparently. I don't know why this is our niche.
In the realm of superheroes. God damn it. So we're going to do this quick and dirty, like these dirty boys.
So I guess, should we start with the bad news? Like who scored the worst?
Watching my cat try to negotiate her way through a soundbite.
Yeah, she was having a rough time there. She got real confused.
I think I want to read through all of them, but quickly.
Okay, so I think then we'll go bottom up. We'll start worst, work our way up to the best.
And I honestly, I'm surprised because I thought for sure I knew who was going to be dead last, but after your voting, we have a new worst.
Oh, really? I shifted your results.
Yeah.
Holy shit! Okay,
only by one. But still
interesting. Okay,
so at dead last, and we should remind everyone this list is for who the best Batman villain is.
Yes, it's not a reflection on these actors or on anyone's taste in people by any stretch of the imagination.
That is the nicer thing to say. I was specifically saying that those other lists you find out there, like on Looper and Collider and all those other ones, are like ranking the Batman villains. Those are wrong. Ours is more accurate. We've taken in.
No, this has a scientific method behind it. Like we
pulled our community pervert.
We did. We had.
And here's the numbers we came up with. All right, dead last is Tommy Lee Jones's Two-Face with 7 points.
Wait, he wasn't the one before?
Number 2, or I guess in reverse order, this would be
number 29.
Bane.
Jeep. Okay. Oh, wow. We boosted Jeep up one?
We gave Jeep a little boost. He has 9 points.
Everything coming up, Bane!
I would not have guessed Tommy Lee Jones until last week.
He was a bad Two-Face.
I'm also kind of surprised that our 28, Barry Keoghan's
unnamed Arkham inmate?
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
9.5.
Right, there was a 0.5 involved there. Okay. Yeah. Okay.
Which was beat by Jared Leto's Joker by half a point. I don't.
And those half points come. Yeah. Hey, he's still in the bottom 5.
He is.
Yeah.
And this is like, I feel bad saying this.
Because, no, fuck him.
No, not Jared Leto. No,
oh, okay.
Absolutely fuck him. At our 27th, I'm not gonna say the numbers anymore because I didn't mark them. So
that's fine. Just we'll keep going up. You know, we're working our way up to 1.
Yeah. Next we have Paul Dano's Riddler.
I'm not surprised. Like I do feel a little bit bad, but like, come on.
Well, like if we were talking about the inherent sexiness of a character. Sorry, I just looked down the list and I'm like, how the fuck did that? It gets weird. It gets really weird. What the fuck? Sorry. So, Paul Dano's Riddler.
Yes.
Followed by Danny DeVito's Penguin, which, yeah.
Okay, yeah. I mean, I would expect him to be low.
We did weight them as far as like performance.
Yeah, that's what brought him up above some of these other some of these other characters. Yeah.
Followed by Mr. Freeze with
I
think 13 points. Yes, 13 points.
I'm only surprised that the performance number didn't get DeVito a little higher.
DeVito and Mr. Freeze are tied.
Oh, okay. No, okay.
Then we have Mr. Zaz.
Okay.
I don't know how, but he has 14 points.
Weird.
Mm-hmm.
It's entirely because he's clothed and only seen for like a minute.
Right. It's so weird to see him so low, but Deadshot. Will Smith
again because it's just Will Smith. Yeah. Had he actually like put on a performance as Deadshot? Maybe we would have done something here, but hey.
Which means he's a worse character than the entire United Underground of perverts. 1968 perverts.
Holy shit.
By a whole half a point.
Man, that's wild.
It's actually...
I almost feel bad for Will Smith there, actually.
It's so weird. It's a 4-way tie for 15.
Really? So it's the perverts.
It's the perverts.
Uh-huh.
Max Schreck.
Wow.
Joe Chill.
Oh, God.
And Carmine Falcone, John Turturro's Carmine Falcone.
Holy shit, that's a weird mix.
Yeah, what
did we do?
I don't know. I think because Carmine Falcone was so uncomfortable, like sexy wise.
Okay, yeah, I can see that would definitely drag him down further. But...
and also probably my insistence that having an orgy with Burgess Meredith wouldn't be that bad.
Which I still contest. I disagree wholeheartedly.
If you hadn't disagreed, it would have been higher.
Oh, God.
I didn't even talk about the.
Can't let any of these fucking assholes into Anthony Mackie's sex ed class. Just the world will end.
I was just thinking, like, the losers would get sent to Anthony Mackie's sex
we
ed.
can't do that to Anthony Mackie.
But now I feel bad after seeing them. You know what? We'll send Paul Dano.
Okay.
Just Paul Dano.
Just Paul Dano.
We won't send Tommy Lee Jones for sex re-education for Anthony Mackie.
Oh, that makes it sound kind of sinister. When you throw the word re-education.
Yeah, you really can't use that word in any context without it sounding.
It just sounds bad.
1984.
Yeah.
Oh fuck. All right, we're about halfway through the list.
Okay, let's keep on moving.
Catwoman, Michelle Pfeiffer's Catwoman with 16 points.
Okay.
Followed by Tom Wilkinson's Falcone with also 16 points.
So Michelle Pfeiffer's Catwoman was lower than Anne Hathaway's Catwoman? Is that something that happened?
Yeah.
That's weird. Huh.
Yeah. I'm kind of surprised that Michelle Pfeiffer's isn't a little higher. I think because of her comic book inaccuracy.
That might have been what did it. Oh my god, that's weird. Okay.
Also, our Tom Pervert wasn't like super keen on it.
Belinda skewed this one a little bit. Interesting. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So it's her, then Tom Wilkins is Falcone.
They're tied, but yeah,
they're tied.
Then we have Jim Carrey.
Wow, Jim Carrey got up there
as a Riddler.
This is my fault.
This is you are the reason
I did that.
With 17.
I'm putting that on my resume.
And then we have a 5-way tie.
Oh, this will get us up past the midpoint.
Yes. Between Jack Nicholson's Joker, Jack Palance's Boss Grissom.
Oh, wow.
Bob the Goon.
Oh, my God. It's just a Keaton Batman extravaganza here.
Weird collection of weirds. Heath Ledger's Joker.
Oh, dang.
And Aaron Eckhart's Two-Face.
Holy shit! What the hell happened to get Batman 89 and The Dark Knight mashed up in that little midsection there? I guess it's just the severe praise that we had for those.
Here's the thing that's bonkers to me. Bob the Goon didn't get a score for comic book accuracy.
Yeah, that's wild. Wow.
As did Jack Palance. Like, those two did not get that score and still tied. And we did this with science.
We spent so much time asking whether or not we could. I don't think we considered whether or not we should.
Bob the
Jack
Goon is just as good of a Batman villain as Heath Ledger's Joker. Scientifically,
in terms of sex
and performance.
Oh my god! How did we do this?
I think specifically with Heath Ledger's Joker, we're so scared to have sex with him that
because we know we're just gonna be murdered.
We're gonna get murdered.
Yeah.
So that's why he's tied with Bob.
Yeah.
Who's perhaps not.
But Bob might not be a comic book character, but Bob's objectively not going to make us wake up in a cell with a bomb and a cell phone stitched into us.
I'm not gonna. Oh, that's a polka dot man, isn't it? Huh.
Wait, what?
Isn't that actor the polka? No.
He was David Desmalchian was the cop that was the cop. He was schizophrenic and couldn't answer. He couldn't speak whenever Aaron Eckhart had the gun to his head.
That's right.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, definitely David Desmalchian though. Love him.
Weird multiverse shenanigans there. That man went on to become Polka Dot Man.
Yeah.
Next, we have a 2-way tie between Liam Neeson's Ra's al Ghul and Tom Hardy's Bane.
All right, that tracks.
Yeah.
Sure, I can see them being on par with each other.
Then we have a 3-way tie with 20 points for Cillian Murphy's Scarecrow.
Nice.
Marianne Cotillard's Talia al Ghul.
Mildly surprising, but okay.
She's a very attractive woman.
Yeah, she has that going for her. Which is nice.
Scored low in performance and accuracy, and high in
everything else.
in having a coy smile. Colin Farrell's The Penguin
is in this tie.
Oh,
that rules.
That is so weird. He did a great performance.
Yep.
And apparently,
and that got him into the top half.
And then the next four, our final four, are the straightest answers that two dudes with wieners could have.
Okay.
Again, we asked our town pervert.
We did get non-dude input on this.
He just happens to also like boobies.
That's very true.
We tried. At fourth best Batman villain. Oh god, that means that fifth, sixth, and seventh were all tied. Tally Ho Ghoul, Scarecrow, and the Penguin.
Yeah.
Anyway, fourth best is Uma Thurman's Poison Ivy with 22 points.
Wow. Okay.
Awakening Things in Girls for
Years.
Third best, Anne Hathaway's Catwoman.
Wow. She really got up there. Okay.
And she actually tied
second place
with Margot Robbie's Harley Quinn.
Wow. Which means number one, I'm honestly not surprised.
Given the questions asked, should any of us be surprised that Batman's best villain in cinematic history is Zoe Kravitz's Catwoman, who scored perfect the entire way across the board. Gaining 31 points.
I can't argue with this. Yeah. It's science. This is just science right here. Horny, sexy science.
We now have to change the name of the podcast to Horny Science. Our spinoff? Maybe a spinoff show?
It could be a spinoff show, Horny Science. Or fucking just a
horny comic science.
It's just a little side game that we play every now and then. Well, we did it.
We did it.
We did it. We did this thing for some reason. So moving on. Now that we have.
You're welcome.
Thank you, and you're welcome. So now that we have accomplished this, there was one other thing that we wanted to talk about. So the first teaser for Taika Waititi's Thor: Love and Thunder just dropped the other day. If you have not watched it and you are one to watch trailers and whatnot, fucking watch it because it slaps. It's so fucking cool. That the scene where Star-Lord is like giving his impassioned speech about like, you know, being with the people you love or whatever, and you see him looking at the Guardians, and then Chris Hemsworth just like slowly comes into frame staring at him longingly. It's so good.
Somebody pointed out how incredible it is that there's some like mild queer coding happening.
Yes, absolutely.
Chris Pratt, who's not a confirmed homophobe, but is like the thinnest short hair away from being confirmed as a homophobe.
At the very least, attends a church that is highly homophobic. Yeah.
And then you have jolly ass goddamn Chris Hemsworth.
Who's just
god damn it.
You do that every time.
I would never not call him Hemsworth. With Taika Waititi, who just gaze up everything.
I know. It's great. Oh my god.
I hope they didn't even have Chris Pratt that day. It was stand-in, and then
it's all spliced together. Yeah. So he had no idea it was happening.
Idea.
Oh my god, that'd be funny as hell. But you know, the big reveal at the end of this trailer is our first look at the mighty Thor, played by
mild spoilers.
Miles, I mean,
mildest.
This is like the mildest of spoilers is the mighty Thor as portrayed by Natalie Portman, which if you saw the Comic-Con Hall H panel from 3 fucking years ago where they announced this movie, you know that Natalie Portman's coming back for this movie. You saw her holding a Mjolnir on the stage that was like, as like Taika Waititi got down on one knee and presented it to her.
Yeah.
Like, we knew this was happening. Like a female version of Thor, Dr. Jane Foster as Thor, has existed in pop culture since 2014. So it's a relatively quick jump for it to make it from the comics to this, or to the big screen.
Marvel's been using their more modern storylines.
True. Quicker. I mean, hence Sam as Captain America.
Winter Soldier's storyline is not that old.
Really?
By comic book form.
Okay. Well, I guess considering Captain America is one of the fucking oldest comics on the face of the planet, too.
Relatively. Yeah.
Relatively. But so yeah.
Came out when we were in college.
Really? Mm-hmm. I didn't realize it was that recent. Holy shit. Okay. I learned something today. So what gets me about this, so you see Natalie Portman in the Thor getup, like with the helmet, with the wings, holding the reconstructed Mjolnir, and with just like fucking biceps for days. Like, she could bench press me.
Which I didn't notice because I was looking at how cool her helmet is.
Oh, yeah,
the
costuming on her is amazing.
It's exactly as it is in the comics.
Yeah, but like, she's clearly been working out for this. Like, oh my god, like her arms are big. Especially when you do like a side-by-side comparison of like a regular shot, like that Hall H Comic-Con shot of her versus now, is like, damn, girl been lifted. So a lot of people have been watching this, and their immediate response, there's been a giant outcry of like, holy shit, this rules.
Yeah.
Which, yes, of course there is, but there's also been a bit of a sexist response too, where people see Lady Thor, and think, oh, they're ruining the MCU. Oh, this feels so fucking forced. Some people have actually been going on and claiming to be done with the MCU, as they've been putting it.
My boy, if you think Disney's going to give a single fuck about losing your money, they already own your soul.
Seriously.
You try to go a day without not watching something that Disney doesn't have its gloved
watching or consuming or I mean, I live in your wallet. You have no idea what I can do to you. I control the purse strings, motherfucker. This is how we get sued. Oh, good lord. The idea that this is forced is particularly something that I take issue with, because this idea has been in the pop culture consciousness for 8 years.
So is that when Jane Foster's character was introduced into? Okay,
that's when they first did that, because I think the writer, I forget like the name of the writer,
Jason Aaron.
Yes, he took over. I was just reading about this earlier today. Like, he took over Thor in 2012, and
seeded his way up.
He seeded his way up to it over like 7 years. I think he was writing Thor, and he had this whole arc that he was taking Thor through, and as part of that, he lost his powers. He became unworthy.
It was over an event series called Original Sin.
Yes. But one of the upshots of that was because he became unworthy, somebody else became worthy, and that somebody else was Dr. Jane Foster. And I think the way it goes in the story is that she had cancer.
Yes. And
she had initially turned down any magical intervention, but then she became worthy to wield Mjolnir and decided, I'm not going to pass this up. I'm going to do something good with this power. But the I guess spoilers if you have not read any of this, or and potentially if this is if they go this route in the film, because it honestly could help explain why she's been gone for so long in the MCU. When she transforms back from Thor into Jane Foster, she's set back to her default state of being. Yeah. So all of her chemo has been reversed. So all of her cancer treatments have been undone. So she doesn't want to give up the power of Thor, but it's also kind of killing her. which is a harrowing fucking storyline to put someone through.
And I'm curious to see if they're going to do that because they kind of did Thor differently
Yes.
in the MCU. So when Thor was first introduced way back, I think Journey into Mystery.
Yeah.
The way that it worked was a normal mortal man found the Mjolnir.
Yes.
And when he picked it up, he was deemed worthy.
Granted the power of Thor.
And granted the power of Thor. So Thor kind of like, not possessed him, but like became part of, I think his name was Donald something.
Yeah, it was something along those lines.
And as the comic went on, it was just Thor, like the god, the Norse god Thor.
Yes.
They kind of like did away with the Thor ability joining with the human. But because that's always been a part of his backstory, when Jane Foster picked it up, she was endowed with the power of Thor.
That she could activate and deactivate, and hence
correct
the impact on her cancer treatment. Which I think at that point Thor didn't revert back to becoming Donald. What's his name? He just took on the moniker Odin's son.
Yeah. I think the comic was like something unworthy Thor or something. I don't know. It was also written by Jason Aaron.
Yeah,
and I do want to try to read that run before.
I would be interested in taking a crack at that, like reading through and seeing what that's all about.
But it came out around the same time as Sam becoming Captain America. I think they both kind of had their origins stem from that event series, which I'm a little bitter about, just because at the time it killed off Uatu the Watcher.
Oh shit!
And it undid Nick Fury as Nick Fury.
Oh wow!
Because they wanted to push towards a more MCU accurate Nick Fury.
Right. So this was them shifting away from white Nick Fury.
Yeah.
Okay, that's interesting.
But like,
because I know it was only like particular universes where it was like the Sam Jackson Nick Fury.
The Ultimates universe.
Yes.
Sam Jackson was the Nick Fury there, and then they're like, well, they've since, because of comic book magic, done away with the Ultimate Universe, keeping a handful of characters like
him and like Miles Morales. Correct. And yeah.
But they're in the main MCU 616.
The main Marvel Comics timeline, 616.
Correct.
Yeah.
Nick Fury, which is like, yeah, I guess distracts, had a son that he didn't know about, who was half black, also named Nick Fury. And they're like,
Junior.
Yeah, basically, they're like, and here's your new Nick Fury. You like him because he's like Sam Jackson.
But now he's also David Hasselhoff's son.
Yeah. And we've banished David Hasselhoff Nick Fury to the moon. Whee! And I'm like, but you can have both. We can have
both. Let them adventure together.
There could be some great dramatic tension there, because Nick Fury is very morally gray area, if even that. Hey, whatever, it's comic books.
Yeah. Anyway, yeah. So there's a bunch of whiny piss babies having a problem with a woman being Thor because of a teaser. They are saying that it's forced, even though this isn't even revealing the fucking plot of anything. Yeah. It's just a fucking teaser.
It's not like they're having Chris Hemsworth.
You got it. There we go.
Do like a cameo at the beginning and then fuck right off.
No, he's in the whole fucking movie. You really think Taika Waititi is going to completely like do away with Chris Hemsworth? Like, no, he loves working with that man.
Like this movie felt the most like it was about Thor. Like just from the trailer, I'm like, this is about
this teaser's entirely focused on it being about Thor, like 100%.
Yeah.
Like, it is about him giving up the superhero life and going to fuck off and discover himself in the universe and make out with blue-haired chicks. Like, it's... Yeah. Like, what do you want?
I've always been a nerdy comic fan person, and it's upsetting, sometimes it was comic books, sometimes it was Star Wars, sometimes it was like Gundam. Actually, Gundam fandom's not that toxic. But like Star Wars,
I was gonna say, like, I don't remember ever hearing anything about the Gundam fandom getting particularly fucking bonkers.
It's weird. Like the newest show that they've announced, the protagonist is female, and like the Gundam nerds were like, yeah, and I was like,
sweet,
that's nice. That's a nice change.
Good, yeah, fucking good. You're not going to see fucking Gundam nerds like bullying a female actress off of a social media platform or something.
I mean, we're used to disappointment. Like we've had our fair of like shitty shows. We're like, and the thing about Gundam's like, there's always going to be another one.
All right.
Like, oh, you don't like that one? Give it a couple years. But it's upsetting to be a comic book nerd, to be a nerd, and then to exist within that toxic fandom. Like that's one of the reasons I was kind of pushed away from Rick and Morty.
Yeah, like, same.
I really enjoyed that show.
I fucking loved that show.
To watch. Yeah, knowing how toxic the fans are.
I still have not watched any of season 5. Just I
will.
I will eventually, but like I'm not going out of my way to do it because
the joy's kind of been taken out of it.
There is a this is completely separate to anything we've been discussing, but like there's been a bit of a resurgence of college humor.
Oh, really?
Yeah, like they have a subscription service called Dropout. It's actually fucking great. I would highly recommend anybody like either like borrow a password from somebody or subscribe to this. But a few years ago, they did like a skit where Brendan Lee Mulligan is playing like the embodiment of the Rick and Morty fandom of specifically the toxic Rick and Morty fandom. And it's the bit is that it is somebody in a morph suit that is just is the show Rick and Morty. It just says like the Rick and Morty logo over a black morph suit. Going to couples therapy with their toxic fandom, and it's great. It nails everything that is wrong with that dynamic. And too often, I think we're seeing these gigantic toxic aspects of fandom rearing their ugly head. Like it is the Szechuan sauce backlash of Rick and Morty. It was so dumb. The whole thing was stupid.
I went there that day.
I went to one of them, yeah, and I was not at the one in the strip district, but I was at
that one, yeah.
Yeah, I know that's the one that was supposed to have it, but
and they're like, "Oh, we ran out like as soon as the door opened."
People like fucking rioted.
No worries, like I'll just eat some garbage food, but like some douchebag that looks exactly like you'd expect him to look. It's like, I drove 2 hours to blah 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 blah. I'm pissed. I'm calling corporate, and I'm like, sir,
it is sauce.
Sir, how old are you?
It is sauce.
It is sauce.
Do
I remember being very good? Yes, I do remember being very good. Do you think that person there has any say over whether or not they have Szechuan sauce?
No, none. It's that it's people demanding that Disney remake The Last Jedi or try to fundraise or crowdfund a fan-made remake of The Last Jedi. It's fucking Snyderverse fans review bombing other films.
That's very frustrating.
Yeah, it's like all of this fucking toxic bullshit that crops up, and then for this to happen now, like for this kind of bullshit to start cropping up, is just another iteration of that kind of horse shit that has no space. It should not have any fucking space in any fandom. Like, fuck being pissed off about a female Thor. Like, get over it. Watch, see how it works in the movie.
One, I understand that you feel some kind of ownership over these characters. You don't.
You don't have any ownership over them, but you have a connection to them.
You have a connection to them. There are certain characters in comics that I feel very connected to.
Yeah.
Daredevil... because of his depression, I connect to him when he became a literal devil that fought for the hand. Was not a fan. Did not call Marvel and threaten them.
No.
I waited 2 years, picked up the next run, and it was fine.
There you go.
Mark Waid came along, and it was incredible. Thank you, Mark. So I understand you're attached to it, but because they do something with a character does not take away from what you connect to. Same thing with like Ghostbusters.
Right.
Ghostbusters 1 and 2, like that is a very important franchise to me as a person.
They were forever like a part of the fabric of my being. Just
even Indiana Jones, the first 3 movies, I grew up with those. The 4th movie was fucking garbage. It didn't change anything about the first 3 movies.
Right. I think that's what some people forget is like even if they do something different, they go in a different direction with those things. That doesn't change the fact that the other thing that you love is still unimpacted right over there. You can still go back and watch Ragnarok. You can still go back and watch the Avengers movies. You can still go back and watch Thor 1 or God forbid the Dark World. Just like
it happens in comics all the time where a Batman writer will like fucking happen with Tom King's run on Batman, which I very much enjoyed. I know a lot of people didn't. the next writer didn't care for the changes, so he just ignored them.
You just ignored them.
It's headcanon, my dudes.
Yeah.
Just
it's fiction.
It's fiction.
They're fictional characters.
You can all use this to make fan fiction. Your brain is a fan fiction
power
factory.
of imagination. It is, you can do whatever you want with that in your own head, but to immediately lash out at it and to try and use she as a pejorative in the reaction to this is so fucking gross and gatekeepy, and it's so fucking frustrating. The idea that like Marvel or Disney or anyone else is beholden to you as a fan and your perception only of these things is so delusional.
It's weird that when I was growing up, I was hesitant to admit that I like comics because I didn't want to be labeled as like a fucking nerd douchebag.
Yeah,
because at that time, like comic book movies weren't even really. I mean, they were, but they weren't.
They were only just starting to become a thing, like
accepted as a genre.
Yeah, like you had the handful of Batman movies, and then eventually you had Blade, you had X-Men, you had Spider-Man, but you didn't have like.
But even to like, cause like I still kind of feel weird walking into like a toy aisle to like look at the action figures. Which,
sure,
whatever. Now I'm hesitant to admit that I'm a comic book fan because of toxic douchebags.
Exactly.
I don't want to be included in that category.
Right. Like I have trouble like wanting to talk to people about Star Wars because I don't want to get lumped in with that contingent of Star Wars fans. Like, no, I just enjoy this world. I enjoy like the universe that was created here and the shit that happens. Yes, some of it sucks and is ridiculous, but like I'm still enjoying it. I'm still having fun with this. It's still a part of me, and I want to. I don't want that fucking ruined for me or for anyone else because some people feel some toxic level of ownership and entitlement over it. It's ridiculous.
No matter what they do with a character, you shouldn't be chasing people off of their social media.
No.
Like, or fucking with, was it Ahmed Best who played Jar Jar?
Oh my God.
The Jake Lloyd. Like, what you human slime have attacked a fucking child for a performance in a movie from 1999.
If anything, like Jake Lloyd should be like giving lectures to people about like, look, like you motherfuckers fucked my life up so thoroughly. This is what your treatment does. Like, this is what your toxic fandom has the potential to do to people. Fucking don't do this. And like, I know that like for every person out there that like had that reaction, there's some little girl who saw Jane Foster on that screen and like just got fucking pumped, like ready to run through a wall, excited, because they're seeing a woman play this hero, playing this this god. That's exciting for a lot of fucking people, and I think to shit on that and like try to use this gendered take as a pejorative and as a reason to like dismiss something before you even know, before you've even seen the fucking movie. Like,
my dudes, you have how many movies to pick from where you can
like it's nearing fucking 30.
It's
in just the MCU, it's nearing like 30
within the same goddamn movie. You still have Thor being Thor.
He's right there.
They didn't take away your Thor boy.
No. Don't be a douchebag. It's not hard.
No.
And
like, I know this is nothing new. Like,
but this probably isn't the first time we're going to have this conversation. About a thing.
I'm also like not going to point out when fans, especially if something that I'm also a fan of, are being toxic and shitty. You should, and I don't say this to put you down, but ask yourself, why does this matter to you? And speak to a therapist about it.
Like think for a minute, like why you feel the way you feel about a thing.
Feelings are meant to inform you of something. Why did you have that feeling? What is being taken from you? What do you think is being taken from you? And then jump in front of a bus.
and then have Zoe Kravitz kick you off of a roof.
Our pants will save you. Do not worry.
Yeah,
but you have to get kicked first.
You have to get kicked first. Yeah. So that's that. I felt like we should talk about and address that little bit of nonsense. Given we just spent a whole lot of time talking about sexy nonsense.
We just had to kill your boners a little bit.
We had to kill the boners a little bit. I think part of this whole exercise tonight is that we were getting the last of the weird, stupid horniness out before we actually fully tackle Thunder Force in our finale in 2 weeks after this episode comes out.
It is a no boners episode.
I hope there's none. But
even when Jason Bateman claps his claws on screen, you put that lipstick away.
God. So that's largely what we wanted to say here. Like we're here to have fun with it. We're here. Like we're not like even with these sexy talk nonsense. Like we're not trying to deny anyone else their opinions on or access to or right to enjoy these or have sexy feelings about any of these characters or anything like that.
You are allowed to be aroused by whomever you want. Just don't do anything about it unless it's consensual.
Yeah, precisely. Yes.
Don't send dick pics to Paul Dano.
Don't send dick pics to Paul Dano.
He asks you, and you are consenting, and
he is consenting.
And he is consenting, and maybe you've had a couple dates.
Yeah. Maybe don't lead with that.
Don't lead with dick pics.
No, don't do that.
That's the DeRazzled message.
Don't
lead with dick pics.
Oh.
God damn it.
We did it. So with that, thank you for joining us for this ridiculous side excursion that we've had here tonight. Follow us on social media. We are on Twitter at DeRazzled Pod, on Facebook at DeRazzled Podcast, and Instagram at DeRazzled_podcast, on TikTok at Dullboy_Jack.
Robert Pattinson.
Jack's doing his best R. Pat's Batman impression over here. Please rate and review the show wherever you do those things. You can do that on Good Pods, even by an episode basis, or for the entire show. You can do it on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Podchaser, wherever you do that. It just helps people find us, helps people get exposed to our little bit of ridiculousness here. Please email us at DeRazzledPodcast@gmail.com to let us know who you think the most fuckable Batman villain is, if you thought differently from what we said, and why it's actually Calendar Man. Or to let us know what you want to see in season 2. As a quick programming note, like I said, Thunder Force in 2 weeks after this episode will be our finale. We are then going to be releasing 2 deleted scenes episodes throughout the rest of May and beginning of June, and then we'll be back for season 2 after that.
Hashtag Paul Giamatti for Calendar Man.
Oh my God, Paul Giamatti for Calendar Man. That's perfect.
Yeah.
That's.
Thanks for joining us. Come back next time. We're sure to
razzle dazzle. Yeah. Oh no! God damn it! Fuck.
Oh God.
Okay.
Thank you, Instagram world, for being here.
Yeah. Thank you. Well, nobody's left in the actual stream right now. I'm just gonna end it. So,
thank you, Instagram.